What's up? Can y'all hear me? Oops. Uh-oh. Can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah, y'all can hear me. What's up? What's up? What's up, tribe? How's everybody doing? Hey, Ebs. What's up, Tracy? I think I'm out of notifications for today, Ebs. I think I'm out of notifications, so I'm getting ready to share it. Um, on my other device. Let me see if I can share it on my other device. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have YouTube on here. Uh, okay, forget about that. I don't have YouTube on my other device, child. Girl. Oh well. It's all good. People either come in or they won't, then catch me on the replay, child. But YouTube only gives you what, 3 notifications in a 24-hour period. And I think technically I've been live. Um, I did the Bishop Whitehead live, and then I had the two streaming, the Heather video that I did, and then the Black History Month. So that would be 3. So yeah. So the notification is going to go out slow if it does go out. So anyway, hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, Xavier? Hey, Sharber. Hey, China White, Jonathan. Hey, what's up, bro? How far is Baltimore from DC? It's about 50 miles, so about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, depending on all that good stuff, traffic, blah blah blah. But between 45 minutes to an hour. Why, you gonna be in Baltimore? Child, who was it that was arguing with me in my comments talking about y'all act like Baltimore's not part of the DMV and Maryland is literally in DMV? Let me explain something to y'all. First of all, this DMV shit is new, okay? When I was growing up, we did not call this area the DMV. That is some new stuff that they came up with as I was older. Oh, you come thinking about coming to CIAA? Ooh, well, definitely give me a call. I can hit a day party. I don't know about an. I don't look. I can do lunch. I can commit to lunch. But yeah, give me a call though. Inbox me and I'll give you my number. I thought I felt like I already had your number. You had my number, but anyway, we'll do it again. I But yeah, if you coming up, definitely. I'll drive down. That's no thing. That's no thing. But oh, you heard me pivot, Tracy. You heard me pivot off of the party to lunch. Child, I'm convinced day parties were invented for us, for my age group, child. Anyway, but so yeah, that whole DMV thing is new. Okay, so first of all, second of all, just because the M is in there does not mean that when we're talking about the DMV area, we're literally talking about the whole state of Maryland. Just like V is for Virginia, we damn sure ain't talking about the whole state of Virginia. Uh, I mean, like, let's be clear. Richmond is in Virginia, but we ain't talking about the DMV. Like, no, ma'am. No, I did not watch Love and Marriage DC. I'm not at home, and I tried to get to Love and Marriage DC from my Direct TV app, but for some reason it wouldn't let me watch live TV. Like, it's been a long time since I used my Direct TV app. Where I am doesn't have the own network, so let's start there. And I used to be able to watch live TV on my tablet with my Direct TV app. Well, they want everybody to go to the streaming service. Because Direct TV has their own streaming service now. So they're trying to push everybody to subscribe into the streaming service. So for some reason, I could get to my DVR, but it wouldn't update my DVR. So the last shows that they had on my DVR were from last night. So like I had Ready to Love, I had I had Ready to Love and the RuPaul and all that from last night, but it didn't have anything from today. So I tried to get to Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all, so I could watch it and come live, but it didn't work. So I probably won't even watch Love and Marriage Huntsville until either tomorrow night when I get home or Friday. I mean, or Monday when I get off work. So, it looked like it was a pretty good episode, but I won't be able to get to that until Monday, maybe even Tuesday, depending on my Monday. But yeah, you have the streaming service, you have the DirecTV streaming service, and you love it. Yeah, you know, I'm a creature of habit, and it's really really hard for me to change. I've been playing around with the streaming service. I actually was going to get the streaming service when I got back from France, because before I left, I went to the AT&T store to do something with my phone. I don't remember, and they really gave me a good pitch. But here's the reason why I backed up off of it. My Wi-Fi has a hard time keeping up with the streaming services I already have. It buffers a lot. It gives me a lot of issues sometimes. And what my cousin was explaining to me while I was in France, she was like, "Yeah, the streaming service is probably great, but you're gonna have to upgrade your Wi-Fi, and probably for the money that you were gonna save on getting rid of the box and going to streaming, you're gonna pay for and upgrade your Wi-Fi service." So I was like, "Well, hell, if I'm not saving any money or I'm not saving a lot of money, then ain't no need for me to redo all of that, child." Um, plus, um, plus it's easier for me to do stuff from my DVR, because the other thing with streaming services, again, this has been my experience, whether it's Netflix or Peacock or whatever. Well, not so much Netflix, because Netflix doesn't have commercials, but like Peacock and Hulu and all these, where I have to sit through commercials. Whereas on my DVR, I can just fast forward through all of that. So honestly, I did look into it, but it really, 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 really. I'm just such a creature of habit. It is so easy for me to just go to my DVR. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. If I wasn't doing YouTube and I wasn't reviewing TV shows, I wouldn't even have cable. I just wouldn't. But because it's so many different channels and so many different streaming services, it's just a lot. So, but anyway, that's the reason why I didn't switch, because I was like, well, if I have to update, because she was saying how she had to update her Wi-Fi, and her Wi-Fi bill went up by XYZ amount, and I was like, ooh. So anyway, see, this is how people be complaining. They be like, it take you so long to get to your point. But anyway, child, because y'all get me going. I can do that too. Plus the DVR's unlimited storage space, but do what works for you. Um, you can do what too, Tracy? What can you do, Tracy? What you mean? There's a DVR on the streaming service. Yeah. Hey, Montrez, how you doing? Yeah, I think I knew that. I think I knew there was a DVR on the streaming service. Yeah, like I said, the only thing was me having to update my Wi-Fi is really what sort of, because it was cheaper now. It was definitely cheaper than what I'm paying for my DirecTV. But if I'm being honest, I also have the cheapest Wi-Fi, so I definitely know I would have to upgrade my Wi-Fi. Um, yeah, I could fast. No, 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 no. I wasn't. So for the DirecTV, there you can fast forward through the commercials even when. Okay, okay. Well, that's good to know. That's definitely good to know, because that's one thing that I hate about Peacock and Hulu are the damn commercials. I ain't gonna lie about that. I can't stand it. Ma'am, you already have access to YouTube TV. Well, what the hell is on YouTube TV? I've never even tried to use it. I forgot I have access to it. Hmm. I've never tried to use. Was Love and Marriage Huntsville on YouTube TV? I could have watched it, huh? I didn't even. I forgot, Abby. I forgot all about that. Damn. Damn, I'll be forgetting these things. I'm gonna have to utilize all of this. I have to sign into the app. So I have to download Wi-Fi. I have to download YouTube TV. Damn, I didn't know that. Mm. I could have. So I could have watched Love and Marriage DC. Is that what you watching, Abby? You watching on YouTube TV? Damn. All right, y'all. It's 70. Oh, Abby said that. Okay. Damn. Why you ain't tell me that earlier? I could have been watching it all this time. Oh well. Well, we here now. I may watch it tonight, and y'all. I forgot I have YouTube TV. Abby has me on her family playing child. I forgot I got YouTube TV, child. I've never used YouTube TV. Clearly, y'all know that. Speaking of Abby made me buy makeup last night. I just need y'all to know that. She said you were supposed to buy any makeup, but I told her that the exception was for lipstick because I wear lipstick every day. So the exception is you never knew what JMG that you could watch YouTube TV. How did Abby make me buy the makeup? Because I was on the phone with Abby and I had to go on to Instagram for something and it was there and she made me buy it. And that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And again, I said I wasn't going to buy any more makeup, but lipstick doesn't count because I do wear lipstick every day. So, also, the Ladom candle has been ordered. So there will be an unboxing when it arrives. Thank you again, Kenneth, and all of those who donated to the cause. Um, yeah, it's on its way. So thank you for the cash apps and the super chats. Makeup and shoes have their own line items in my budget. I know that's right, T Jones. T Jones said, listen, I'm not even going to pretend. I'm just gonna add it into my budget. That's how I'm for my travel. Like I have a travel savings account that I put a certain amount of money in every payday for my savings because I know that I'm just gonna travel. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's get into these topics. I done already BS enough trying to let people find me, but we live. We gonna keep it moving. You gonna do a makeup fundraiser next week? Okay, girl, do that. Well, that's a good place to start. You're not getting a penny. What? Okay, I don't know. Well, we might as well start there since I'm talking about begging for money for candles and Abby gonna have a fun. I ain't say she begging. I'ma say begging. She not saying she. I'm not saying she begging. I'm saying I was begging. Why y'all out here starting GoFundMe accounts for these Beyonce tickets? Listen. Let me explain something to y'all. The Beehive. I'm talking to y'all. Excuse me, Beehive people. I'm talking to y'all. If you're not part of the Beehive, then just not go ahead and move over because I'm not talking about you. Hey, below, listen. If it's one thing about Beyonce, she follows a pattern. Okay, Beyonce follows a pattern. Y'all knew 4 months ago. When did "You Won't Break My Soul" drop? When did it drop? Y'all knew 2 weeks before you before two. Okay, y'all knew what a week, 2 weeks before "You Won't Break My Soul" drop when she changed up all her stuff for her social media, right? Y'all knew it was gonna be a tour. Y'all knew it was gonna be a tour. Okay. She gave y'all time. Things are more expensive. You can't hear. Things are more expensive. Y'all knew. Okay. Now, are the tickets ridiculous? Yes, they are. I'm just going to, yes, the prices are just ridiculous. But to be fair, All of these concert tickets right now are fucking ridiculous. Cause I told y'all that I was gonna go see Janet, and the tickets for Janet was starting at 300, and that was in the nosebleed. So let's be clear: if the tickets for Janet was starting at 300 in the nosebleed, I can only imagine the closer you got to the floor were. Okay. That's just ridiculous. That's number one. That's ridiculous. Okay. I told y'all I wanted to go see New Edition. The New Edition tickets were a little bit more reasonable, but again, they were starting at like 120, 130 in the nosebleed section, which means that for a decent ticket and a section that I probably would want to sit in, they were going to probably be around $300. Now, as somebody who has seen New Edition no less than probably 50 times in my lifetime, I'm good. I'm okay. I can miss it. Okay. Hell, even the Anita Baker tickets was like $400. Now we have a lot of people that's going on tour these days. Riri going on tour, Janet, Jill Scott is doing a good old reunion, a 30-year tour for her album, her debut album. Like it's a lot going on this summer because everybody's trying to recoup what they've lost over these last 3 years. Okay, everybody's trying to recoup, but y'all knew them Beyonce tickets was gonna be crazy. Now I'm gonna give y'all an A for effort. I'm gonna give y'all an A for creativity for starting to GoFundMe. And listen, if you can get enough people to donate to your cause, I ain't even gonna be mad. Yes, I've seen Janet a couple of times. Yeah, Madonna's going on tour, but we gave Madonna back. We gave Madonna back. Okay. After Madonna called her son out his name, called him the N word, we giving him back. We giving her back. She, y'all, the whites can have her. Um, Hey, Queen of Harlem, how you doing? Hey, my love. Abby, you looked up and got a Janet ticket in May. I'm jealous, and I'm not speaking to you right now. I'm putting you in timeout for 5 minutes because I'm jealous. Okay. I would rather catch flights than catch because those Beyonce tickets are that's a business class ticket to Europe somewhere. And I would much rather fly business class to Greece um than sit at a concert. But that's me. That's just me. That's just me. I like Madonna, but like I said, after Madonna thought that was cool, I just had to move on. I'm just yes, because I'm jealous. So yes, Abby is on timeout for 5 minutes. I've already started saving my coins since October. I'm going to two shows. I will never start a GoFundMe for a concert. I'm seeing Janet, New Edition, Beyonce, and Rihanna. Drinks with D. What you do for a living? Cause boo, even if you started saving in October, what you been eating? Ramen noodles? You've been eating oatmeal and ramen noodles since October. Damn, I'm impressed. I'm listen. I'm impressed, and I wish I could be you because I want to see Janet. I want to see New Edition. Don't care about seeing Beyonce. And as much as I love Rihanna, I probably could live without seeing. I think I'd be okay with seeing her at the Super Bowl. Well, I'm traveling, but I'm not doing any major traveling this year. I think the biggest thing I'm doing this year is I'm still on the fence about doing this cruise. I'm almost too late. I think I'm almost at a point where I need to make a decision like this week. But I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. You're going to see Anita Baker and Janet too, and you're going to a Bay show. Okay, y'all. Sam's Club got you a deal on travel and concert tickets. Oh, y'all better look in the Sam's Club. Right. Shoot, I'm trying to be like D when I go up. Shoot. So yeah, so they said that the people out here getting GoFundmes and stuff for these Beyonce tickets. We'll see. Yeah, Riri said she going on tour. You going to Panama in July, New Orleans, and a cruise in December. Okay, T Jones. Well, as of right now, these are my traveling plans that I know of. I'm going to Atlanta next month. I'm going to Texas in May. My family vacation is the last week in June, first week of July. And then I'm looking at the cruises at the end of July. So that's just kind of what I got going on. But then y'all know that my my trips be popping up like this one. This was like a last minute trip. So Dallas, Atlanta, Virginia, Florida, Bahamas for Christmas. Don't no one ask me for nothing. I know that's right. Yeah. I could see Anita Baker, but I mean, I ain't pressed about it. Uh, Let me see here. Big Frida. So Big Frida is opening up a hotel down to New Orleans. She's gonna be the first black. I don't want to be disrespectful. What is I, Big Frida identifies as a man, right? Big Frida doesn't identify as a woman, does she? Please don't disrespect. Please, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Please, 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 don't think I'm trying to be disrespectful. I honestly do not know what Big Frida identifies as. What is Big Frida's pronoun, y'all? I'm going on. I'm going on a cruise at the end of July. Abby, you can't do that cruise. You got too much. What are you doing? Like 2 cruises this year. I hope the Navy don't kill me. She can't really sing. I'm praying for her. Oh Lord, I like Riri. I think she uses all of them. So does she just use they? Okay, well let me just say Big Frida. I'm just saying that Big Frida because Big Frida's making history, but I don't remember what the history is dealing with her being black, but androgynous man, but don't mind answering either pronoun. Thank you, Diva. Thank you, everybody who told me, who said all the pronouns. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Well, the reason why it's important, because y'all know normally I don't care. The reason why it's important is because, um, okay, she does prefer she, her pronouns. Okay. Because she's opening up a hotel, and because I'm on my phone, I can't go and I can't go look it up what I was look up what the thing was, but she's making history as the first, I'm gonna say, black person to own a hotel in New Orleans since blah 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 blah. I don't have it in front of me, y'all, because I'm on my phone. Normally I can look it up while I'm on my, but I can't. um First black hotel owner, really, in the that's not true. I don't believe that. I do not believe that Big Frida is the first black hotel owner in the history of New Orleans. That's not true. That's that I know for a fact that that's not true. So they need to. I need to see what I need to see how it's worded, because she's not the first black hotel owner in the history of New Orleans. She's not. That's not true. Um, so I need to go back and see what how that's worded, because that ain't right. Um, Drinks with D said, ain't no ramen over here, baby. We eating good. I know that's right. Okay. But she is also bringing her reality show back to Fuse. I love me some Fuse. I mean, I loved Big Frida show on Fuse. I don't know if you guys remember a few years ago, she had her reality show. I think it lasted for like 3 seasons. And so I'm excited. It's coming back in June. We'll probably review it because I like Big Frida, and she's got her new management. If you guys watched her old show, her uncle was her manager. I think he has since passed. I think the guy that used to be her manager, I think, but don't quote me on that. I know her other uncle, the one that used to live with her. I know he passed away. Um, the big thing was her management not being able to, get her where she wanted to go. So her being able to expand. So she's got some new management. As one of first black was, that's not okay. One of, okay, one of. All right, as long as they're saying one of, because I know she ain't the first black, because that I know is not a fact. I know that's not a fact. But one of, okay, I'll give you that. See, that's why it's important to see how things are worded, because for them to say she's one of the first, okay, I'll give you that, but she ain't the first. I wasn't sure if it said the first, because that's not true. But thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you, baby. Um, So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. The only thing I don't like And listen, I don't know Big Frida from a hole in the wall. I just like her. But what I don't like is what I saw in the previews from the trailer. It looks like she's still having the same old problems with her boyfriend slash husband. I don't know if they ever legally got married. I know they were engaged, and I think they had like one of them like spiritual weddings, but I don't know if they ever had like a real wedding. And I never did like him for her. I always felt like I always felt like he was content being Big Freeda's boyfriend. I never felt like he really was serious about doing anything for himself. That's what it looked like. And I know that maybe that's the way it was. I don't know. It just seemed like he was just content to be Big Frida's boyfriend. And I just, but it seems like they having the same problems. Like she's complaining about him, not really doing nothing, but spending up her money. And I'm like, but Frida, that's what he always been doing, girl. And even back then, it was rumors that he was cheating on you, girl. I think he did get caught cheating, and then they broke up, and then they got back together. And then it was rumors, but then that's where the show ended. Like we never got another season, so I don't know whether he was actually cheating on her or not. But that's the only thing I hate. I hate this. I hate to feel like fast forward 4 years and you still dealing with the same mess because it's so much out there. He was for sure cheating when she went to jail. Yeah, I know he. I know he cheated on her. And then they got back together. And then it was rumored, like, people were trying to tell her that he was cheating. And she confronted him. And of course, he was, first of all, he can't talk. Did y'all ever watch Frida's show? The boy can't talk. He just mumbles and I can't. Anyway, I'm going to shut up because I don't want to be talking about somebody else's man. But anyway, but it just seems like, I just feel like she could do better. But anyway, child, who am I? I'm sitting over here single, child. I'm sitting over here single. Anyway. Um, Something I was going to say. Oh well. So we'll be looking forward to that. At least I'll be looking forward to that. Cause like I said, I like Riri. Young Thug. Listen, this trial that they have going on in Atlanta, it's a lot. Okay. I know we haven't been paying a lot of attention to it. We haven't really been speaking on it. But let me explain something to y'all about this Young Thug situation, okay? Um, if you're not gonna leave, let that man cheat in peace. You right. You listen. You ain't lying about that one. Look, let me explain something to y'all. First, they said that first we had the co-defendant allegedly trying to pass drugs in right in front of the bailiff to Young Thug. Okay, then the mama got arrested. One of the co-defendants' mama got arrested because she allegedly was trying to smuggle in paraphernalia and tobacco and things of the such. Okay, let's just start there. Then allegedly one of the co-defendants got into an altercation with a guard. Okay. So I don't know if he was fighting the guard or the guard was fighting him, but there was an altercation between him and the guard. Okay. Now we have a situation where some of the co-defendants were involved in an attack down to the jail where somebody got stabbed. Listen, this is not a movie, y'all. Y'all are really on trial for RICO charges that could land y'all in jail for years and years and years. Why are y'all playing? Why are y'all playing? Like this is a Law and Order episode. Are y'all tripping? What is wrong with y'all? Oh man. I don't even know if they done with jury selection. Oh, and let's not forget the juror who decided that they was gonna go on vacation in the middle of jury selection. Ma'am, where they do that at? How you know you got picked for a jury and you just decide you want to take a week off and go on vacation? Where they do that at? What lipstick do I have on in this picture? And my avatar? I like that lipstick. I don't think I have it anymore. That lipstick looks pretty. Anyway, so we might have to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on down to the young thug trial. Oh yeah, I wonder if she ever wrote her essay. What essay? Who you talking about trying to write? Who got to write an essay? Okay. Well, this trial seems to be written by Tyler Perry. Every nonsensical action that could be taken has actually happened. The juror had to write it. Oh, that's right. The juror had to write an essay. Child, that wasn't no essay. That judge asked her to write a damn dissertation. That was no damn essay. The hell's what was it, like a 20-page essay? That's not an essay. That's a novella. What is wrong with these people? Right, a 30-page essay. That is not an essay. What is wrong with you, sir? I agree, T. Jones. It's just it's exhausting. It's exhausting. 30-page APA style essay, sir, judge, sir. I need you to take several seats, judge. Several, several, several seats, sir. The judge must have been in class with El Teddy Child. Must have. I need you to take several seats. Thank you, Xavier. Thank you. Oh Lord, Tracy, Tracy. Bishop Whitehead just started a video. Go see what he's talking about. Go see what he's talking about, Tracy. Hold on, let me see. I got my other device. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me see if it's something worth talking about, child. Let me see. Why? I thought I had. I don't have Instagram on here either. Why I don't have nothing downloaded on this phone? This crazy. I could have sworn I had Instagram on this phone. Child. Why I don't have Instagram on this phone? Anyway, this is my other device, child. Like Bishop Whitehead. Okay, this is my other device. See if he talking about anything important, child. Let me download YouTube. Download all this stuff on here. Anyway, I could have sworn I had Instagram on here though. I don't know why I don't have Instagram on here. Anyway, see if he. Oh shit. See if he's talking about anything, child. He not talking about Jesus this close to Sunday. That was a chapter. My final thesis paper was 128 pages. Another 46 pages of citations and footnotes. Ooh, T. Jones. Ooh, girl. See, we gotta say stuff like that. That'd be discouraging me from going back to school because I want a doctorate, but I really feel like I'm gonna get an EDD. I don't think I'm gonna get a PhD. I mean, I know I still have to. I mean, it's not like you don't do work, but I don't know if I got it in me to write a dissertation. I just don't know. 10 years ago, I don't know if I got it in me today, girl. I respect the hell out of all of y'all. Did y'all hear about the drama from the Young and the Restless? What about Drew, the girl that used to play Drew? I forget her name, but you have an EDD. Oh Lord, T. Jones, Lord. Oh, he begging people to come to service. Oh, child. Um, none of that's new. Xavier, none of that's new. I don't know why all of a sudden it's going viral now, but um, when I first got on Twitter, and that was years ago, and that was before Instagram. She used to tweet because she wrote a book. She wrote a book and everything. Um, But this none of that's new. I don't know why that's going viral all of a sudden. She wrote a whole book and she talked about her experience and the racism, and she used to tweet like on a regular basis. Go back and look at some of her old tweets. She has been tweeting about this for years. She's been tweeting about this for years about how racist the things were on set and the other people on set. And because I remember when she was tweeting about it, I was like, oh well, I guess she ain't never going back. That's why when y'all told me that when they had the dedication to Christoph St. John, remember I asked y'all, I said, was there? Because the way she used to talk about them, yeah, none of that's new information. Yeah, none of that's new information. She's been talking about that for years, about how badly she was treated and stuff like that. So, so yeah. See, Diva One said she remembers talking about that back in 2009. Yeah, that's not that. When I saw that today, I was like, I guess she did an interview or something. And of course, nowadays because stuff can go viral, on Instagram and all that other stuff. But if you go back and look at her old tweets, child, she been talking about that stuff for years. That ain't nothing new. They fired her. I'm surprised she was on the Kristoff episode. That's why I was surprised too. And not only that, but the way she talked about, hey, Lemmy Kush, the way she talked about the show, I was surprised that they even let her back on set. And like I said, she wrote a whole book. I don't remember the name of the book, but she wrote a whole book. But I guess again, it just goes to show that the love they had for Kristoff superseded all of that, which I can appreciate. I can appreciate it. I can appreciate that. Well, Nicki Minaj is being sued. I think this is an old story too. I feel like this isn't a new story, but again, for whatever reason, maybe it's resurfaced. Um, uh, um, I lost my train of thought. Um, but then again, I heard that Jason is getting ready to come back to General Hospital, and remember, he got fired because he wouldn't get the vaccine, and now that they don't have to make people get it anymore, like people have won their lawsuits, that rumor is he's coming back to the show. So again, I never thought I would see him come back to the show, but rumor is he is. So allegedly, Nicki Minaj was on stage. It was a tour. I think it was in 2009. I think this incident happened. Allegedly happened, and she was in concert, and a guy was able to breach security and get on stage, and Nicki Minaj blamed the guy. He was the head of security, I guess, for this particular venue, and so Nicki Minaj blames him, and he alleges that she threw a shoe at him, and he also alleges that her husband punched him. So he is now suing them for a lot of money. But I feel like I've heard that story before. I feel like that's not a new story. So I don't know, but I this is what I don't be understanding, and this is what I need to ask my attorneys. Why does it take so long for people to file these lawsuits? If it happened in 2019, why are you just filing a lawsuit in 2023? I don't know. Not the bishop playing different songs he hoped will pertain to his case. He done played "Turn Around for Me," and now he playing "You Ain't the Way." Now he's sending subliminal messages to the Lord. Oh God. And he creating a playlist for Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's going to be interesting seeing Jason back on General Hospital. Dr. Britt is now dead, and Carly's in love with his twin brother, and Sam is dating Dante. How is he going to adjust to that? Child, let me tell you something. I love Jason's character, but I'm sick of them killing him off and bringing him back because every time they bring him back, it's something ridiculous. Like I don't know how they gonna bring him back. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know, child. And you know what, Diva One? I know that Dr. Britt died, but I don't even understand. Like I watch it, but I watch it while I'm doing other stuff, so I really don't even remember um what was Dr. Britt's storyline? Like what was her whole purpose in life? I don't know. Yeah, and Sonny and Carly ain't even together anymore, so that's a whole situation. That's a whole situation. But anyway, Carly will always go back to Jason. Mm-mm. Okay, Queen of Harlem. So yeah, this whole Nicki Minaj and her husband, like I'm sick of both of them. I'm just sick of both of them. You know, all I can say is they deserve each other. I just don't know what's taking these people so long to file these suits. But if he punched you, get your money. Shoot, that's all I got to say. Get your money. Britt was engaged to Nicholas, but he dumped her after she stole Lulu's baby. So I gotta get back into it. I don't miss like I said, I watch it, but I be halfway watching it, so I miss stuff sometimes. Xavier, what made it worse? They permanently killed her off. Actress is now on a popular primetime show full time. Not Carly, Sonny, and Jason just need to throw. Okay, we ain't gonna turn this into a hospital situation. Moving on, child. Let's move on. I had found a YouTube channel at one time where the lady did daily recaps of General Hospital, and I used to watch it, and now I can't find it no more. I hate when YouTube does that. They probably unsubscribed me from the channel, and I didn't even think about it until just now. I'm gonna have to find her again. I don't remember her name, but I'm gonna have to find her again because that would bring me up to. I missed a couple of episodes, and I can at least get my little breakdown. Robin is supposed to be sitting down. Listen, this is how I feel about Bold and Beautiful. Haven't watched in years, but I could start on Monday and be caught up by Wednesday. Yeah, me too, Abby. Like if I sit down and watch like the next couple, I could get caught up with General Hospital because I know the players. It's certain storylines that I'm not all that I have to freshen up on, but I know the players. Like I know that Nicholas got a whole child by his son's ex girlfriend or some shit. Child, I don't know. I must be talking about Lanika, her, and Brock do the soap opera recaps. I don't know, Diva. Do me a favor, Diva. Send me her link. Send me her link in my DMs and see I see if it's her. But I was subscribed to somebody, and like I said, I hate when YouTube does that. I feel like they probably unsubscribed me. Wait, he playing something about the man of Jesus, sir. You're not going to get back in Kirk's good. He is not playing a Kirk Franklin song, Abby. Abby. Abby, you better not tell me that that man is sitting there playing a Kirk Franklin song. I know you motherfucking lying. I know you lying. Girl, girl, girl. I know he is not playing. Worst ass whipping I ever saw was when my aunt forgot to take General Hospital for my grandmother. Well, I told y'all when I was in college, I used to look at all of them, all my children, One Life to Live, and General Hospital, me and my mother. And I used to tape them back in the day, on my VHS. And me and my mother would talk about the soaps. And remember, that was back in the day when you still have long distance. And I remember my father used to get so mad. He was like, I know y'all not running up my phone bill talking about no TV shows. Like, I know that's not what y'all doing. No, baby still fighting over Ridge, who now looks 765 years. Not playing Kirk after he calling him. Mm. Mm. No, he is not playing Kirk Franklin. Somebody in the are they please tell me the chat is reminding him that he don't like Kirk. Is the chat reminding him that he don't like Kurt Franklin? Please tell me. Bobbing his head and every one. I just got it. Abby, please. Somebody tell me they screen recording it. Abby, please tell me you screen recording that man bopping his head to Kurt Franklin. Because I need to remind him. Is the chat reminding him that he don't like Kurt Franklin? I'm moving on. I cannot with him. I'm just gonna move forward. I mean, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep it moving because that is a whole mess. That is a now my grandmother beat her with the tape she forgot to use, chased her out the house and sat on the porch for 2 hours waiting for her to come back and beat her. That's not funny, but that's funny because it was serious. I mean, there was no such thing as, DVRs and all that. If you missed it, you missed it. I remember my godmother, she the one that got me watching soap operas, my godmother. And I used to stay with her in the summer. And she was good. Like we used to have a good time. We would go to the movies. She would take me out places. Like we used to have a good time. But I bet you whatever we did, we had our asses back home by 1 o'clock when all my children came back on. It didn't matter what we did. Whatever we did it before 1 o'clock. And we didn't do nothing until after 4 because at 1 o'clock it was all my children. At 2 o'clock, One Life to Live, and at 3 o'clock it was a general hospital. Mm. The chat loving it. Mm. See, I can't believe I'm so wow. Mm, 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 mm. Crazy. Well, he probably got the chat to the point where it's all people that like him because he'll block anybody that say something bad. So that's why I don't drop down. He can't block me. I don't drop down and say nothing. I just be in the clouds watching, child. Because the minute you drop down and say something nasty, all he gonna do is either clown you or block you. Well, actually, he'll clown you first and then he'll block you. So, not I won't complain. Mm-mm. Not I used to get in trouble on purpose so you could get sent to the principal's office so you could watch the soap operas. You know what, Diva? I ain't even mad at you. Remember the people used to have the radios that played TV. They could get so you could listen to the TV shows. There's a whole channel dedicated to posting Bold and the Beautiful episodes. Got every episode. I'm on the Belief storyline now. Brooke just took over. Child. But yeah, Robin said that allegedly Robin is gonna sit down with Andy Cohen after what's up, Sam J? At the end of the third part of the reunion, because the reunion is a 3-part reunion. Allegedly, after part 3 of the reunion, Robin is gonna sit down with Andy and have a one-on-one with him. Allegedly, that's what they saying now. Which further brings me back to that other story being some BS that Andy fired her on the spot after after they had after Watch What Happens Live. If she's gonna come back and do a one-on-one interview in 3 weeks, duh. Now she might be doing the one-on-one interview to try to save her job. But like I said, I just don't believe that's what she did. Having the sit down Jen didn't have, probably. Not I told the story. He just having a whole playlist. He acting like he putting people on to all the biggest gospel hits. Sir, is Juan Dixon gonna be there? Probably not. I doubt it. I doubt very seriously that Juan Dixon's gonna be there. I doubt it. All this mess happens after the reunion is interesting. Well, and that's why I was saying the other day that this was calculated. Now I ain't gonna say who calculated it, but it was definitely calculated for this to all happen after the reunion. So just because you started listening to gospel music, child. The last trial meeting made me go and figure out who the hell Robin was. How these people get on TV. She looked like she could be the quarterback for KF. Wow. Dang, T. Jones. T. Jones, that was crucial. All right. So we'll definitely I know we're gonna talk about it. When she does the interview, we'll definitely be discussing it over here, honey. Um Nina Ali will not be returning to the Real Housewives of Dubai. But I mean, is anybody shocked? She was very self-righteous. She didn't really go along with the get along. She was very look at me, I'm great. I overcame all the obstacles that came in my life. And I'm such a great person. You should be like me. And I don't think that really rubbed people the right way. I think people weren't really all that impressed with that. Let's be honest, this plan was just as messy as the Chris made me uncomfortable Giselle planned it. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that Nina's not coming back. It'll be interesting to see if they add anybody to the story or what have you. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know whose idea that was. Um I don't know whose idea that was. That's all I can say about that. Child. Married to Medicine has started filming their next season, and messy ass Dr. Heavenly has hinted that Dr. Contessa and Anila are not coming back to the show. She dropped on her social media, y'all ready for Married to Medicine to come back? And she dropped two pictures, which conveniently did not include Dr. Contessa or Anila in either picture. One was like a group shot, like they were out filming somewhere, like having dinner at a party or something. And the other one was like a headshot, like a Brady Bunch type picture where you just had the headshots of the different people on the show, and it also did not include Dr. Contessa and Anila. Anila, okay, because she ain't had no damn storyline. The best storyline she could come up with was her nanny quitting and coming back and her house being robbed, which I'm not making fun of her house being robbed, but child. But I'm kind of surprised at Dr. Contessa, unless she voluntarily chose not. And remember, this is all rumor, child. This is all rumor. This is Dr. Heavily and child. But I would be surprised if Dr. Contessa did not come back. I really would be. Heavily ain't gonna be satisfied until Contessa go up her head. Dr. Heavily not gonna be satisfied until she get fired. And I will say this: that Dr. Heavily is good for the show. Dr. Heavily definitely stirs the pot. She definitely keeps the storylines going. She definitely knows how to be good for reality TV. But and I know Jonathan gonna jump down as soon as I say this. But just as we learned with Nene, one person is not bigger than the show, and they will get rid of you if you become more of a hindrance than a help. They will get rid of you, and Dr. Heavily pushes the envelope of telling us stuff we should not know and telling us too much stuff. Now, granted, people like myself who is nosy and who brings the information back to y'all, I love it. I mean, I love that she gives us behind the scenes. I love that she does all of that. But on the flip side, I didn't I tell y'all he was gonna drop down? Didn't I tell y'all he was gonna drop down? But Heavenly, you be doing too much. And I like Dr. Heavenly. Y'all know I like Dr. Heavenly. She does like the lie child. If Contessa would just live in her truth, she would be so much more likable in 2023. Just come out already. Oh, you know what, Tracy? She's gotten a lot of work done too. She got them boobs last season, and I like Contessa, so I don't want to say nothing bad. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. But I'm gonna say this. She got them breasts done, and she definitely did not go to Lenny Hochstein and get them done because yeah. hmm That's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh no, he not Abby. 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 I know he not. I know he not speaking in tongues. I know he not speaking in tongues. Diva on YouTube talking about some her coming out. You know what? I'm not doing this with y'all. But I did like. I was upset that they married that they canceled Married to L.A. I mean, Married to Medicine L.A. They were supposed to be trying to start one here in D.C. I don't know how well that would go. All these implants look so fake. Some don't look fake as others. Some, in my opinion, some look a lot more natural. But off the record, everybody go to Publix and buy the Legacy shrimp and grits. But we don't have no Publix up here. Y'all got a Publix in North Carolina? I ain't never seen a Publix in North Carolina, Jonathan. Are those new? Have I ever seen a Publix in North Carolina? I know they have them in like Richmond. Well, they ain't have them when I was living there. Did this off-brand ninja just say, "I know y'all don't know this one," and began playing safe in his? Why he? Why he act like nobody else heard the gospel but him? Excuse me, sir. You don't own the monopoly on gospel music. Hell, even a heathen like me, who grew up on Catholic songs. Well, not Catholic songs, but you know what I'm saying. Then again, I did grow up around gospel music. I can't say that because my mom, I grew up around gospel music. Not the same as like y'all, but I grew up around gospel music. Child, I am sick of him. I am sick of him. Abby, I appreciate you because Abby is bringing us the tea on what Lamore is doing over there, child. He probably feeling some kind of way because um, not the Bishop and Mary Crosby had the same. They do though, Xavier. Oh, they do. Oh, they do. That label. Yeah, they do. They here and have taken over in the last 6 years. I didn't even know that because I haven't even when I the last couple of times I came to North Carolina. I don't even think I know. I knew that I didn't. I don't think I saw one. I might have just not paid attention, but I don't think I saw any. Um. So hold on. Let me see this. Let me see how I can do this. Broadcast info. No, that's not what I want. Hold on, y'all. Guest. Invite guest. Copy. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna drop the link. You need to hit me up for a project you're working on. Okay, hit me up, girl. I'm gonna drop the link for a little while because I ain't got nothing better to do. When I get off of here, I'm gonna go to bed. So I'm gonna drop the link. So if anybody wanna come up, post a comment. Post a comment. Paste. Okay, that's the link. The only other thing that Xavier, you came in late, but no, baby, I didn't know. Okay, so here's the thing. I didn't know I could get Love and Marriage DC because I'm not at home. But then Abby reminded me that I have YouTube television. So now I gotta download the app and then I can watch it. I might watch it when I get off of here. But if I had known that before, I would have watched it and then we would have still done our live. But my apologies, y'all. So no, we not because I didn't watch it yet. I didn't even watch the episode yet. So I'm not sick, but thank you, Jane. Um, Last but not least, child, allegedly Destiny down to the Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now we got trouble don't last always, and he trying to sing. When was he speaking in tongues though? That's the part I need to know. I need to know when he was speaking in tongues. That's what I need to know. Um, but allegedly Destiny tried to come for Chris Fletcher, and hey Jane,
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me up. Is this a members only live?
No, this is regular life.
Oh, okay. I just need to know who's seeing me. That's all.
Oh well, everybody
Um,
can see you.
since I have your ear, I'm planning a video series on how I got my daughter into college,
Okay.
and um, there's some other details I won't go into here. But to give you a general idea, um, it's in the educational space.
Okay.
I'm taking a digital real estate class now. Oh, what is digital real estate? You probably want to know, right?
Well, I just thought you meant you were taking a real estate class digitally, but maybe
No,
that's not what it is.
estate class. A digital real estate class is how is they refer to digital real estate by anything that you promote on the internet and how to
Uh-huh.
structure it and organize it to maximize um, revenue and gain audience by creating
Oh,
specific
okay.
channels, having products to sell, books,
Oh,
planners,
okay.
those types of things. So after, I mean, the girl who the one of the girls on YouTube that I follow um, is conducting the class, and I've been meaning to take it for quite some time.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm holding myself accountable, and so you know how you say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that." Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm
Yeah,
getting
I do.
I'm getting ready to do that. Oh yeah, girl, I'm gonna do that. So I have I was inspired by your friend's book, and so
Oh,
I said I am going to write down a daily list of goals every week and then hold myself accountable to each one. And that includes working out, eating right, not drinking alcohol.
not drinking alcohol. Ooh, I don't want that list.
Well, that's just until my birthday. My birthday's in April. And as ladies of a certain life experience, it takes us a little longer to pull it together. And my daughter's getting married this summer. So I'm
Oh,
planning.
congratulations. I'm sorry. Congratulations to your daughter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're technically already married. The wedding is this summer because she moved. Well, I won't explain that. But anyway, yeah. And so,
Okay.
so I gotta look cute because I'm gonna be in a wedding with all them little.
Yeah, mother of the bride, honey.
young skinny girls. Girl, I'm not doing traditional mother of the bride. I have a linen um, goddess dress from Etsy. Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
I send it to you, and when you see it, you're gonna know what time it is. Oh yeah, cause I'ma have my titties out tastefully,
Not the titties. Okay.
tastefully. Just a little boop, boop.
Okay. All right.
Just a little boop, boop. You know. And I'm
Hmm.
wearing flat sandals because I have learned. I planned lots of weddings. That's what I one of the things I used to do professionally. And girl, if you have a major or formal event and you can't rock and you ain't 25 and you can't rock heels, get you some fly flats and just don't be walking around in your bare feet. I really hate that.
Who walking around in their bare feet?
The girls will come in the high heels.
Oh, and can't walk and take them off. Oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I done been barefoot a time or two. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't
Oh,
gonna lie.
girl, we all have, haven't we? They
Mm-hmm.
said that even Sarah Jessica Parker this year on her new show, um, the reboot of Sex in the City.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie's not wearing Manolo Blahnik. She's wearing fancy Birkenstock clogs.
Yeah, 'cause she tore them feet up, child. Let me say hi to my panel. I got some more people up here. Hey, Jeremy. What's up, boo?
Hey, and speaking of like titties showing, I plan on, definitely having mine out for the Renaissance tour. I don't know about any one of y'all, but
Oh, well, I'm not a member of the Beehive, so I won't. I don't care. I won't be there. Nothing.
I'll take a little bit of your spirit with me.
Well,
Okay. Okay.
what? After I'm for the Netflix special.
Huh?
Now, I don't know what she said. Um,
I said, take a little bit of mine with me, with you too. I'm gonna have to wait for the Netflix special.
okay, I'll make
I
sure I'll take it because I'm gonna
am.
be in VIP, so I'm gonna make sure it's in that room.
Wait a minute.
Uh,
Hold on. You going and you in VIP? Excuse me,
I
Jeremy.
definitely, I definitely look. As soon as the album dropped, I started saving money for it.
See, that's what I said. Didn't I? Okay. I
yeah,
said that at the beginning of my live. I said
And
she gave y'all notice. Y'all
yes,
know when the album dropped. Y'all knew it was a tour coming. She gave y'all time. She gave y'all time.
yeah, like definitely when the album dropped, I was like, okay. Actually, my ex had said like text me. He was like, "So you starting to save your money, right?" And I was like, "Yep, we already starting the the bank account funding for the ticket." So and then the tickets aren't that expensive. I was like, wow, y'all, I could have swore VIP was gonna cost $5,000.
Well, how much? How much
So
would
the
you
V
think?
so the VIP so the VIP VIP high rise is 1,000, like $1,001. And like you get like
what
all
city,
of this, you get like a whole package. So it's just not the seat. Like
what city are you
you get
in?
a whole bunch of stuff with it.
Okay. All right. Listen, listen, y'all know over here, this is a no judgment zone. I'm all about living your best life and whatever is important to you and what you choose to spend your money on. I don't judge nobody because y'all know I'll go buy me a new bag in a minute.
Period.
So,
Like, oh no, I'm definitely not gonna be at Club Renaissance because the way that these ankles and knees are set up, I'm gonna need, to sit down in some increments. I can't be standing up the whole time. I can't do that.
You
No.
got to know that. What city
Uh,
are you in, sweetie?
I'm in Virginia. I'm in Virginia Beach
Mm-hmm.
currently, but I'm trying to figure out, am I gonna be going to the Washington DC?
oh, okay, you coming to my part of the okay, you coming up my way.
I'm a little bit nervous because I know that, like, I know I'll be dragging the hell out of those DC people on Ready to Love, and on and on Love and Marriage
Potomac.
DC and Potomac. So I know, so I'm a little bit scared that one of them will catch me slipping. But honestly and truthfully, if it's Clifton, he can fold me up like an origami napkin at one of those
Now
local
he can
Chinese
fold you up
restaurants.
like an
I wouldn't be
origami.
upset if no Clifton man.
Jonathan, Jeremy said, I mean, Jeremy, my big brother Jonathan said, can you donate about $25 to his church since you got it like that?
I have my own church that I give my tithes and offering to.
He said he be tied into his own church,
You have to
Jonathan.
focus on your own. See, the thing is, you have to tie your own church. That's how you get that. That's how God gives you back the church.
That's it. You right. You right.
Mhm. And honestly, the church
You
is
right.
not necessarily the 10%, y'all. Like the church physical is not what I interpret it as. I interpret it as taking 10% of your earnings and donating that, to helping like homeless people. That's what I like count it as.
Listen, Jonathan, what I just tell you? I mean, not Jonathan, Jeremy. This is a no judgment zone, baby. You do, cause listen, I got to get back on mine, cause I ain't been tithing nowhere, and that's the truth. I'm just gonna put it out there. I have been going to Bedside Baptist, and I have been tithing to me. So I need to get back. I need to get off my butt and go find me a place to go worship. I know I feel better after I go to church. I just can't get my butt up and go. I done got used to going to Bedside Baptist, but I do need to get back to my regularly scheduled praise and worship. Okay.
You know what?
Jonathan said, Jeremy, that is factual. So you good, Jeremy. I mean, not that you needed our confirmation, but I'm just telling you, the, Jonathan is the official clergy for the Really Be tribe, and he said that you are absolutely correct.
Right. But but y'all, Clifton, mm, my goodness.
What?
My God, Clifton is so handsome.
Oh,
I
you think he fine? That's what you're talking about.
My heart flutters. My goodness. Can you just can my it's the height, the voice, the beard, like it
I was gonna
all
say it's
in
that
total.
beard, ain't it? It's the beard,
And the
ain't it?
and it's the voice. And it's how down for joy he is. Like I love that. I never really had a real big issue with Clifton. My issue was with Joy, and I still don't like her.
I don't. I guess I'm one of the few people that like Joy. I like Joy.
I
I don't
liked
know if I'm a.
Joy
I don't know.
too.
I don't know if I'm a like Joy by the end of this season, but I didn't. I did not have a problem with her after Ready to Love. I really did. A
I
lot of people
did.
did, but I never did.
I did. Like, I liked her all the way up until the reunion. I was like, wait a minute. Why
I
are
don't
we sitting here?
understand why people got so mad at her at the reunion. Like,
Because my thing is like, okay, you got the man, sis. You got him. And like the man chose you when y'all got to the house. Okay. So at this point, he communicated that to the kid. The kid respectfully went her separate ways.
but see,
She
that's the
didn't
thing. She didn't, and that's the part that I think everybody
what did
keeps
like what
missing.
didn't she do?
She did not. Okay, so at the reunion, if y'all were listening, because I know it got to be people were arguing and stuff, so you ain't hear and people might have missed some stuff. But the kid was doing a lot of shady shit behind the scenes, and that's what Joy was trying to say.
Like
The
what?
kid, you didn't hear when Joy was saying how the kid was telling the rest of the cast when Joy leaves, that's when she going to get Clifton, and wait till
I
she
don't think,
leave.
I don't think that's shady. I think that's a part of the show. If I like
No,
the
no, no, no,
same
no. The
guy, if
show
I
is
like the same,
over.
if we liking the same guy, I'm gonna
So
say,
then,
okay, when she leave, that's gonna be my man.
So then
That's
why
how the
was
show
Joy
goes.
wrong for responding to that then?
But I'm
You
saying that it
you
was
said,
like
well,
it was.
she told
I'm saying
you.
at this point, really, it was over. You got the man. She's
But
engaged
what
to
I'm saying,
somebody else.
but that's the point. But that's my point. I'm saying the same thing. So if it was over, then why was it okay for Dakia? Why is it? Oh, it's just part of the show. When Dakia was making them comments, but when Joy responds, now it's a problem.
But the thing is, the kid was making those comments before the choice was even made. That's also what they said. This was before they even went to the house when she was saying this. Like,
No,
and
no, no,
let's
no,
not
no, 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 no. She was saying this stuff after the fact. She was saying this after they got done filming. Because remember, Joy didn't leave until after they were done with the reunion. So these comments
yes.
were made after the fact when Joy
The,
the kid was like, Don't worry, I'm gonna get him when she gone. Da 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 da. Like, why was she mad for responding to that?
My thing is, I didn't interpret it as that. I interpreted when I saw it. We would probably have to rewatch this. And like, I interpreted as when she said the kid was saying that, meaning that while they were taping, she was saying that when the kid gets eliminated, I mean, when Joy gets eliminated, that
No,
that's going to be her man. But I don't
no, that's
believe.
not what
I'm
she
gonna
was
just be
saying.
real, and I don't believe anything that Joy says. I
But that's
believe Joy.
but that
I
wasn't coming
believe
from Joy. That was coming from all of them.
like who? I didn't hear nobody else. Like nobody else say
So
that.
okay, so this is what I'm saying. Okay, all right. So here's the thing. Maybe because I watch interviews and stuff like that too. So a lot of stuff was cleared up in the interviews afterwards.
By who?
And so what I'm saying is, and I mean, you say you don't believe nothing that Joy says. Well, then I guess that's the whole point. If you don't believe her, then I mean, nothing I can say.
Yeah,
But
because I'm saying that after, like, after you do the review, after you get dragged on nationally syndicated television for your behavior, of course you're gonna say whatever you need to say to try to clear it up and make yourself not look like you're a bad person because you literally tried to destroy this woman's self esteem in front of nationally syndicated television.
what? Okay, whatever. Anyway,
Like I'm
all
saying,
right. Well,
like
we just
everything
don't
that,
see it the same. Jeremy, me and
yeah,
you just don't be seeing stuff the same way. But it's, I still
yeah.
love you though. I still love you
I
though.
love you too. I just don't love Joy. And
And it's okay because I
by
don't
the
know
end of
her.
the season,
So,
you probably ain't gonna love her that much either.
well, that's
But
why I
she gonna
said
probably come
I'm.
on to the. Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not enjoying her so far. I'll be honest with you. I'm not enjoying her so far. And it's only been because I didn't see tonight's episode. So it's really only been what, 3 episodes?
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I do think Joy is a weirdo. When it comes to her intense beef with Sherelle or Sherella, whichever one she goes by, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she is mad at the wife for the husband's, infidelities or, whatever the case may be. Sherella may not have known. And it's not like she a girl's girl anyway, because we saw that all throughout her season while she was, hyping Eric to cuss the kid out, after he violated and touched her, but we're not going backwards, we're going forwards. But I'm just saying that I'm not surprised by her behavior. I look at her as a gutter snipe.
Oh, okay. Hey Tracy, I'm sorry, girl. I didn't mean to ignore you. Me and Jeremy just got to talking, chat.
But I really do think that she belongs on this show, though. I think Joy is going to be a really good villain.
I think so. I listen. I think it's gonna be a good show. I think it's gonna shake it up a little bit. Now as far as this whole situation with her and Sharella, whatever her name is, I feel the same way you. I feel the same way you were feeling. I feel like I'm not really. I need more information on why you mad at her. Because if your beef is with the husband, and you feel like the husband did you wrong when y'all were in the group together, and da 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 da, that's, I can respect that you feel like he did you wrong. But I'm not sure why the wife is getting why the wife is getting the heat. Like, why you mad at her? But there may be more to the story, and maybe she did have
Mm-hmm.
something to do with it. So I was like, I gotta wait and see how this whole thing, check it out. You know what I'm saying?
So if you watch the sneak peek, actually Joy was talking to Arena, and one thing I'm saying about Arena's messy. She's messy.
You think
Arena,
so?
yes, Arena likes to stir the pot and ask all of those messy questions, but she can't read, so I don't know why she gets in between people's like issues and stuff like that. That's what got her tore up by Winter last season. Like,
I think Urana tries to be everybody's friend. And that's never going to work on a show like this. That's never. Trying to be everybody's friend is never going to work. Like, she's trying to be cool with Joy. She's trying to be cool with Ashley. Well, she ain't trying to be cool with Winter. But last season she was trying to be cool with Monique. And that's just not going to work. Like, at some point the lines are going to be drawn, and I mean, these shows just don't make it so you can stay neutral. You know what I mean?
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Well, Abby, thank you for bringing us that play by play. I appreciate that you went through what you went through to bring us the play by play of his live. Cause honey, that was a lot. I still got. I want to know why he was talking in tongues. That's the part I need to know.
I mean, I think he just replayed all the songs in Ebby playlist already and tried to act like, she needed to know them. But I guess. Mm.
Child. Well,
So
like I
wait.
said, like I was saying, Sherelle's World did a video on him tonight, and she got a 500,000 subscribers. So me doing my little videos on him don't hit the same as she had 1.7 thousand people in her chat within the first 15 minutes. So it's a whole different, it's a whole different ball game when Sherelle's World decides that she's gonna do an expose, and
Oh wait.
she
Wait.
Who she's
and
doing an
she
expose
So you
on?
mean so you
Bishop
mean so you
Whitehead.
mean so you mean Bishop Robbery about to go after her next?
I
Oh,
can't
that's
wait.
about to be messy.
I can't wait. 'Cause I want to see him. I want to see him threaten to sue her because I listened to it and she didn't say anything liable. She didn't say anything defamatory. Not that stopped him from suing people in the past. We know he good for suing somebody, but I just want to see what she's gonna say.
Yeah, because there was only like 50 people in his chat. But oh baby, now this is gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see him go after her because that's gonna be funny. Um, but wait, so Destiny and trying to fight Chris's wife.
And Chris child
Oh,
down to Martell's birthday party last night, honey.
but I thought she wasn't aggressive.
She's very aggressive. I don't know who told her that lie, but yes, ma'am. Everything
Wait,
about you is aggressive.
wait,
That's
who she tried to fight?
Chris Fletcher and his wife. She didn't physically, but they got into a verbal, and she was getting heated to the point where Letitia had to pull her back. Scotty's got a little bit of footage of it. I was going to do a video, but I'm not home. Um, but I may still do a video and see if Scotty will let me use his footage. Um, Jonathan, you
Mm.
need to tell me what you did encounter, sir. I mean, you
Ooh.
can call me on the back end and tell me the tea, but you need to tell me what you talk about. But yeah, honey, they said that they filming for season 5, and I guess Destiny trying to keep her job. But
Or she trying to
Scotty
get
was
her job back.
well, yeah, that too. Scotty was speculating that this might have had something to do with the fact that LeBerick is selling that damn house that she's still living in and had an open. That's not, wait a minute. I can't even get it. It had an open open house, and I guess Chris Fletcher is the selling agent, or his real estate company is selling the house. But why you mad at them? She said she had a certain amount of time to refinance the house by her own words. Remember, she said that she had a certain amount of time to refinance the house, and if she couldn't get the house refinanced in her name, then they had to sell it as part of the marital assets. Well, you clearly didn't get the refinancing done.
Listen, it was them calling her a squatter for me. I was like, wait,
Wait,
Okay,
wait.
Jonathan, we're gonna have to set that call
I
up
hollered.
ASAP because I'm
who
nosy.
who called her a squatter? Was that one of the reviewers, or was that Chris
Listen,
Fletcher?
that was the people in the comments, baby.
Oh,
They call
I was like,
in
Well,
maybe
the
that's why he
listen,
comments.
tried. Maybe that's why she
listen.
tried to fight him.
But Destiny said it in her own words. She on one of them interviews, she said that she's in the process of refinancing the house, and she had based on the based on the per the divorce settlement, she had a certain amount of time, and I guess her income to debt ratio didn't she didn't get approved for the loan, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's been a minute
that was
since I dragged Destiny. I'm.
that was funny to me.
Lord.
And then
Yeah, a YouTuber, what's his name? Y'all know
Anthony.
who I'm talking. He went to the damn open house. I said, you know what, y'all doing too much, damn. Y'all just too damn vested.
Oh, girl, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. It was wrong as hell to go to her house, but I sure watched the video. Um,
Exactly. But and I have to ask myself the question, like, if I lived, I mean, like, if Robin, when Robin's house was foreclosed, would I have gone? And I still don't think I would have done that. And Robin ain't even my favorite person, but I don't think I would.
Ugh.
That's just like I know where some of these people live. I would never,
Show up at the house.
never. Like where Robin used to live when she was living in those townhouses, I knew exactly where those townhouses were. And they were like on their way to the mall that I used to go to. And I started to take a picture of them one day, and I was like, nope, I'm not even gonna do that. That's just disrespectful. Um,
I,
um, what's her face's house? I don't know the exact street that she lives on, but I know where Karen lives. Um, Monique lived in a gated community, so you couldn't get in Monique's house unless you went through. You had to go through security to get to Monique's house. Karen, I don't know if Karen lives behind the gate or not. Candace lives in a gated community, but I know where she lives too. And Ashley lives in the same. Ashley from Love and Marriage DC lives in the same neighborhood as Candace does. Okay, Jeremy.
so Destiny is not aggressive, but wanted to fight Chris Fletcher. Mhm. I was like, dang, Nell always seemed like the quiet one when the few little scenes she had, so it didn't seem like she was a rah rah type. But I guess if you
Mm,
tried to fight her husband, you would definitely try
mm.
to fight her. Maybe I don't know. Either way, I was like, that seems really aggressive for
Oh,
somebody
that's
who's
why Chris.
trying
Oh,
to.
oh, that's why she was upset. Bilo said that Chris Fletcher let the YouTuber video her personal items. Oh, I would be mad too.
But no, that's not. Listen, really, be if you went to an open house and you was like, "Oh, let me see the bedroom," wouldn't you open the closet door? I mean, it's not like he went ransacking through her drawers. He just
But what I'm
opened the
but
doors to the
but what
closet.
I'm
Is that
saying
not
is,
a regular thing for a house tour?
it ain't a regular thing for you to be videotaping it.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it. Well, okay. Well, let me say this better. I didn't videotape it for YouTube, but when we had like made it down to our last three houses, we did. When we did the walkthrough, we took videos and we took pictures and stuff like that. To have the thing to go back and have the conversation, do the little comparisons. So we did do that, but
And
I
hey,
guess it was
Lamar.
different because we was actually trying to purchase
So
a
this is what I'm gonna
place,
say.
not
I'm
for a
This what I'm gonna
video.
say. Right.
Mhm.
And I think that's the difference too. But let's just assume for a minute that it wasn't a video. I think if it's an empty house, that's one thing. If it's an empty house, that's one thing. But because it was she was still actively living in the house, I think videotaping, I think that's a safety issue, even if she weren't on a TV show, because somebody could just be casing the house. Somebody could be taking pictures of what you have in your closet so they can come back later and steal it. You understand what I'm saying? I think if it were an empty house that was staged and you're videotaping the closets and stuff, sure. But if you actually still have people living there, maybe they allow that to happen, but I'm saying for me, that seems like a safety issue, especially if you're in a more upper echelon neighborhood where people may have nicer items. You understand what I'm saying? And the house where she looks, the house where she lives, it looks like that type of neighborhood. It just seems like that's a safety issue. And knowing that Destiny is on a reality show, knowing that it's a small community, I just think that me personally, I think that was a bit much. That's just
I,
my opinion.
I
And I haven't seen the video, so I would have to probably look at the video to have a better opinion. But just from the outside looking in, I just feel like you know that this is the reality game, like you know what's going on. But even if it weren't Destiny, even if it was just a regular smuggler, you just letting somebody come in off the street with a video camera. You haven't vetted them. They haven't put an offer down. You don't even know if they've been pre-approved. They're just there guacking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how I feel about them. You just letting them walk around videotaping what people got in their closet.
so all right. So it's twofold, right? So on the first
Hmm.
hand, if I when I'm in the market to purchase a home, like it had the person who videotaped it truly been in the market to purchase a home and they were looking to purchase, I wouldn't find it weird to videotape a property that you are looking to purchase. Now, if the previous owner has stuff there or not, that's the previous owner's thing because clearly you're selling the house, right? But I understand it from the different aspect of saying you're not actually looking to purchase this house, you're just looking to be messy. You're
Right.
just looking for content for a show. You're just looking, for
Right.
those type of things, which is a very different feeling to. Because I was like, no, I was like, when we went house hunting, we took pictures and videos, and I didn't, and it wasn't anything malicious because it was, but we were actively trying to purchase
Right. And that's
a
to me that
house. So
right.
I
And
think
again,
that's
there's a
where,
difference there too.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
and so that's probably why she was upset. And I can see her being upset because again, like for example, there's a house down the street from me, that's for sale. And on the sign it says showing by appointment only. I feel like in a case like that, especially once it got, and that's the other thing too, you knew it had gotten out on the internet before the open house. They reported that there was going to be an open house. And so I feel like once it got public, in my opinion, they should have either vetted the people coming in there, like, I need you to already have a pre approval letter or something. Like, you can't just be walking up off the street, or they should have made it a closed showing, knowing that it got on the internet. And anybody that could just go in there, knowing that I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
yeah,
I can see her being upset. I definitely. Brittany said she heard the house is for sale. I mean, that the house was sold. I can see the house selling.
yeah. The house is
It was a
beautiful.
nice
So
house, yeah.
yeah, so if you're really in the market, it was a beautiful home. So that's not. So I do think that there is that step between you're actually looking to purchase a home and is this a weird thing, or you
Mhm.
looking just to look, is this a weird thing, and what is invading someone's privacy and what is different, right? So for me,
Mhm.
like if I go to some, here's a little story. So for me, if I go to someone's house and I use a bathroom, I don't open a cabinet. But my sister was like, no, I always open their cabinets. I was like, why would you open someone's cabinet? That's so weird.
Mhm.
And she was like, I don't know. I'm just nosy. And I was like, I would never think to open someone's cabinet in a bathroom to be nosy,
You'd be
but she
surprised.
does it.
Look, you might get your feelings hurt. You open up that and find the wrong stuff in there.
Exactly. Exactly. So you could look at things very differently, but I do think that if you're if you're truly looking to purchase a home, I don't see anything weird with videotaping or taking
Yeah.
pictures, but the fact that you were just going to look for content, okay, I could understand. And I also don't blame Chris because if you look at it, well, you didn't see the video, but Chris stayed downstairs the whole time because there was other people there looking
Mhm.
at the place at the same time. So it is kind of a thing because I guess if you think of if he's just a listing agent, he would be, and if it's open, there's multiple people there, so he would need to kind of stay in the centralized location to ask questions and stuff like that. But either way, if you knew the house, if you knew they was about to be opening the house and showing the house, why wouldn't you get your stuff out? Why wouldn't you just, like you knew that they were selling the property that you're living in and they were doing
Well,
an
I mean,
open
she may not
house.
have found a place to go yet. I mean, like, I've been in that situation where
You
I've
get
been
a
in that
storage unit.
situation. No, I've been in that situation before where I used to rent my best friend's house. She bought a house, and then she fell in love and got married and moved in with her husband like within a 2 year window. And so she had just bought the house. And so I moved in and I was renting it from her for a couple of years. And when she was ready to sell it, I didn't want to buy it. And so
Hmm.
she put it on the market, and she was showing the house before I found somewhere because I didn't want to move into an apartment. I was like, well, I want to buy a house. I just didn't want to buy that house. I didn't like the
Hmm.
neighborhood and whatever, whatever. But my stuff was still there when she was showing the house, and she would call me and say, hey, they want to bring somebody by at such and such a date, such and such a time. and I would make sure that the house was, clean or whatever. But my stuff was still there. So I mean, it happens when you're still in the house before the house sells. Like it happens.
Oh no,
And
I
again,
understand it definitely happens.
I understand what you're saying that Chris didn't like say, "Hey, go videotape," But I can just see where Destiny was like, "Listen, like, would be," and I mean, and some of it might be misplaced anger because she might be just mad at the whole damn situation. You know what I'm saying?
Very true.
You know.
Very true. Very true. But the YouTuber did ask him to do an interview and stuff like that, and he told him like, I'm not going to talk bad about anybody on the cast, anybody on the show. I'll talk to you about these type of things, and then I don't know if the interview is going to happen or not, but so that's kind of where it was
Mm,
left, where he did say like, I don't want to talk about this. I want to talk about this kind of stuff. So I don't know, but so when I heard that they were had a little altercation on the carpet, I was like, huh,
yeah.
interesting. Is
Hmm.
but is but is Destiny pulling? Is Robin going to do what Destiny's doing now? Meaning, I'm going to do something to keep me on the show because I've already been put on thin ice, or I've done something where people aren't too happy with me. Because I'm also when I come to think of Destiny, it's the everyone was saying like, oh, she's gonna be fired, oh, she's gonna be kicked off, oh, Carlos isn't happy with her. He's basically said like, you're not pulling your own weight, da 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 da. So is this a turn up for drama to make sure that I have something going on to keep me filming, keep me going? So would Robin then Robin on Potomac kind of do the same thing because she's kind of in the hot seat right now. She's in that, people aren't really happy with her. So is she gonna, show up and show out next season to keep her job going? Because I feel like both of them need to check.
Child, who knows? Who knows? Does he drag Destiny on his channel? I don't watch his channel, so I don't know.
But I don't look. I could tell you that I fast forwarded. The video was long, so I just fast forward to the parts where it started showing house, and then I
Oh,
left to
okay.
when the house showing was over because I was
Okay.
only interested in one thing. Like I was on.
Yeah, no, because
That's the only
somebody
part I
asked
was
that in the
interested in.
Pinky Tiki asked that in the chat, and I thought that was a good question too.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but somebody said that he's a mellometer, and of
Oh
course
well.
that makes a difference too. So,
Well, that
but
explains it.
yeah, I mean that explains intent. You know what I'm saying?
That does. That
Child, but
definitely does.
anyway, y'all, let me get off of here. It's 11 o'clock. I said I was gonna go to bed early tonight, and it don't look like I'm gonna do that. But I've been having fun chatting with the people. Um, like I said, y'all, there won't be a live Real Housewives of Potomac, but y'all, who cares? Scotty will be live, Mims will be live. So, I mean, I'll do the reviews. They just won't be live. And Love and Marriage DC. I guess I may watch that in the morning when I wake up. But
Can you do me a favor?
what's
Can you
up?
re can you recap that lady's live because I don't have the energy to go over to her channel to watch it. Feel
What
like it's
ladies
gonna be
live?
messy and that YouTuber that I don't like
I don't
talk
know who
about the
you talking
bishop.
about.
Talk about the bishop. Her. I can't stand her or her husband. Although I feel like it's gonna be funny. I feel like Sherelle is gonna be. I feel like
Oh,
it's gonna be funny. But they
I
they
mean to
they
be to
mm-mm,
be
they
perfectly honest
aggravating.
with well to be perfectly honest with you, they didn't really say they didn't really say anything that we haven't already talked about. They covered
Oh,
everything that we've already talked about. Like I said, the difference is she got a 500,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? She ain't talk about
oh,
nothing that we have not already. She talked about his past. His him. She talked about his former conviction for fraud and the details surrounding that. We already talked about that. She talked about um the situation with the daddy he be claiming that ain't his. We talked about that. She talked about his current indictment. We talked about that. She talked about his wife leaving him. We talked about that. The only thing she talked about that I haven't talked about on my channel, and I purposely didn't bring it up on my channel, was his ex-wife made some accusations against him as it relates to inappropriate behavior with his children. And
Oh,
I purposely didn't bring that up over here because again, it's a serious accusation. He was cleared by CPS, and I just,
yeah.
I just, but it's out there. I mean, he even did a video about it on it's a video on YouTube of him addressing it. Saying that it's lies and his ex-wife accusing him of doing this and accusing him of doing that, and how his ex-wife is lying on him, blah 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 blah. But honestly, he it was really a lot of what I already covered. So that was the only thing that if anybody who's been watching my whole Lamar Whitehead series, that's the only part that you wouldn't have gotten. But if y'all want to get that part, I'm not going to recap that because, like I said, I didn't bring it up on my channel for a reason. But um, that was the last thing she talked about. So if you go over there and you look at like the last maybe 20 minutes of the live, then that's the part. It was the very end. It was the last thing she talked about.
Nope, I
Um,
believe you. I'll take your word for it.
exactly, Xavier. And that was the whole point because Conscious TV was over there. And the whole point that Conscious TV made, which was a valid point, was you are acting like just because Larry Reed was accused of something, that makes it true. But you were accused of the exact same thing with your own children, yet you want people to believe that you're innocent. And he was like, I'm not saying that he did it. I'm just saying the same grace that you want people to extend to you is the same grace that you're not giving to anybody else. Um, what's interesting is Bishop Whitehead has had accusations against him, and so has Bishop Whitehead's attorney, Brian Ponder. He has had accusations against him of inappropriate behavior with a minor. So my thing is the same thing that y'all are going after Larry Reed this and Larry Reed that is the same stuff that y'all have in y'all past. But they were just that, accusations. Ain't nobody been arrested. Ain't nobody had a accused. You know what I'm saying? It's been the same stuff. And I'm not saying anybody is innocent or guilty. I'm just saying when it's you, you're innocent and you want everybody to believe you're innocent just because you said so. But when it's somebody else, just because they say they're innocent is not good enough.
Huh. Not you and your attorney both. Okay. Well,
Right. You and
uh,
your attorney,
mm, mm,
child. But tomorrow, Tasha K is supposed to finally drop her receipts, child. She finally dropping her receipts, her her indisputable receipts that Larry Reed is guilty. Now let me say this. I'm not saying Larry, I don't know. I wasn't in that room with none of these people. But when you say indisputable receipts, what I need is something with Larry Reed's voice saying, I did it and I'm so sorry. Because anything shorter than that is not indisputable. It could be an email, that's not indisputable. It could be a text message, that's not indisputable. It could be a letter, that's not indisputable. I want to hear Larry Reed's voice say, I did this and I'm so sorry. But you just saying you have a text message from him saying he's sorry. Do you know how much stuff he could be sorry for?
mm, uh, about as much as I could be. So I don't even know the man.
And I
So
mean, if you
I
take it out of
agree.
context, right, me and you could have a conversation. And the other thing, too, about things like that is me and you could have a conversation on the phone. Nobody knows what we said on the phone. And maybe I said something that I feel like offended you, or maybe I said something that was out of context that I'm like, damn, I hope Tracy didn't misunderstand what I'm saying. And I send you a text message 2 hours later saying, Tracy girl, I'm so sorry. I apologize. And I just leave it at that. You could come back 20 years later and say, well, really B did da 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 da. And look, see here, she apologized for it. That
Remember
apology,
that
and
time?
again,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait and see what these receipts are. But when you say especially with the type of history you have, Miss Tasha K, when you say indisputable, just I'm just saying,
Tasha would need to tell me that it was daylight out and I would need to go look for the sun.
child,
It's
when I need to go
nighttime. I would
look,
need to
it
go
could
look
be
for the moon.
right. It could be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still need to go look outside my window, child.
but but I understand. But no, so I'm here for you to give the nice little recap because that's another person who I just can't. I just can't.
Listen,
And I believe you, so
I
I'm
understand. Trust me, I understand. You know, again, I told y'all I was gonna wait until after Tasha K dropped her receipts, and I was gonna. That's the only video that I was gonna bother because after listen after that, mama, did y'all okay? See, I said I was gonna get off of here. Did anybody look at the mama's interview? Anybody? Y'all know that she's been doing this. Okay, so she interviewed the accuser first, Levantre. Then she
okay.
interviewed the mother. And then she interviewed the brother. And now she's dropping her receipts. So I don't know if any of y'all saw the interview with the mother, but after the interview with the mother, I'm side eyeing the hell out of the mama on a lot of levels. Okay. Now I said I was gonna do a separate video, but let me just give y'all a quick little synopsis of the situation. So first of all, the mama talked about how she was a great kid, a great student. She was a student athlete, and she was going to go to college to play basketball. She was really good. She played basketball. Tasha K gonna say, "Did you have aspirations to be in the WNBA?" And she said, "Yeah, yeah, I did." Um, that was like in 1986. There was no WNBA. So that's your first lie. That was 5 minutes into the interview, and you lied about something stupid. Now, my mama always taught me somebody who will lie about unnecessary stuff will lie about the big stuff. So you lying about wanting to go to the WNBA. All you had to say to Tasha K was, "Oh no, there was no WNBA then. I just wanted to play college basketball for a scholarship." But you said, "Mm-hmm, yeah, yeah, I did want to go to the WNBA, ma'am." So that's
So
number
does
one.
that mean did she even want to play, or did she play basketball?
Well, let me keep going. So then So then she said that she was a good kid. She just got caught up in a bad relationship and got pregnant. And that's why she ended up not going to college because she got pregnant. But then she later on in the interview said that at the age of 14, she was in a gang. Well, ma'am, were you a good girl until you ran into a bad guy in your senior year in high school? Or were you in a gang at 14? Can you clear that up for me, please? Can you clear that up for me, please? Then later on in the interview, she said that she had her first son at 20. Well, ma'am, you were a 20-year-old senior in high school? I just, I'm
You
gonna
know
need,
what?
it was so, I said, I said, wait, what?
What?
You don't
What?
even have your own timeline together?
She can't even keep
It's
her
something about
story together.
there's something about this family and aging that just never work out well.
Right.
Nothing
So
about
then, right, this is the mama talking. This ain't even the boy story. So then she talked about this is what really did it for me. This is when I said I then she said that Larry had sent her to St. Martin to minister at a church in St. Martin because she was part of his senior minister and staff or whatever her title was. She was an evangelist or something like that. So he had sent her to St. Martin, to a church in St. Martin. I think she said at the time the woman that Larry Reed was dating had a church in St. Martin or something to that effect. But she was in St. Martin when she said that her son called her and told her what Larry Reed was doing to him. Right now, it's some mamas in this chat. I know Ebby is one of them. I know Tracy, you a mama. Jane, you a mama. I need everybody to tell me. Put it in the chat. If your child called you and told you that the minister of the church slash the person you were working for slash the person that your son was mentoring, quote unquote, mentoring your son slash allegedly living in this man's house, called you and said, "Mama, this man is violating me." I need somebody to tell me how long it would take y'all to get to your child. I just need y'all to put it in the chat. I just need you, Jane, Tracy, y'all are on the panel. I just need y'all to tell me how long it would take y'all to get to y'all child.
I have already said that if anybody harms my child, they're going to have to get a psychologist for me because what I'm going to do to that person is medieval and I will ask questions later. I would I'd be there before the phone hung up.
My my son was in South Carolina visiting his other grandmother, and he called me at like 11 something that night crying. And I got in my car and I gassed up my car and I was like, I'm going to get my kid because that's there's no other thought.
Child,
So touching my
she
child, oh, I'd have burned it down.
she said she stayed in St. Martin for 2 more weeks. Now
She
again,
was she
her
wasn't even in the US?
no, she was in St. Martin when she said when her son called her and told her what was happening to him. She was in St. Martin at a church, serving as
Oh,
doing
Oh,
something with
uh,
as a church.
wait,
And
wait.
she's hmm?
I'm confused. So the 14-year-old gangbanger turned. I didn't go to college because I got pregnant, but I had my first kid at 20. Is the same lady who the boy said in his interview how she had just left him at the church. This the same lady,
This
but
the same
but if
lady.
but if he said my mama just left me, but you're now saying, oh no, I was a part of his church, a part of his ministry. Is that leaving your child? At, I'm so confused. I don't. Okay.
when she said she left him at the church, what did she mean? How old was this child?
So, okay. From my understanding, because again, everybody got a different version of the story. From my understanding, Larry Reed said that he had multiple properties. So to hear Larry Reed tell the story, he admits to making mistakes. He admits that he um ran a tight ship because he thought that's what he had to do. He thought that's what was supposed to happen because that's the way he was raised. But when she says left him, the interpretation I have is because Larry Reed had a separate. There was a house where all the guys lived, and then there was a property where all the women lived. They didn't live together.
Oh,
So I interpret that as his mother was living at the house where the women were, and he was living at the house with the men.
okay, this sounds like a cult, but go ahead.
Well, that's what people have called it. So I ain't going down that road because people have called my church a cult, and I ain't going down that road. But right, there were several properties. There were definitely several properties. According to everybody, not just Larry Reed, but according to everybody with the church. Um, and like Larry Reed said, he said, back then, my church was basically the majority of my church were people who were coming out of bad situations, people who were he said I used to go into strip clubs and get people and people who were in my church and get them off the pole. And I would say, listen, I'll pay your rent till you get on your feet, but I don't want you and I don't want you doing that no more to make money. So these were the
Pastor
properties that
Jamal
people
Bryant. Yes. Oh,
see.
wrong
So
pastor.
these were the
My bad.
properties that people were, and this again, I ain't saying that listen. I ain't got no dog in this fight, but that's what he was explaining when he was explaining the way his church was set up, and he even said, listen, in hindsight, I would do things totally different. But in the moment, I thought that's how you were supposed to minister to people. You helped them out, you created better opportunities for them, blah, 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 blah. He said that he had a lot of, felons. He had a lot of people that had criminal backgrounds. He said that was just the type of church he had because he thought that was what God was calling him to minister to that population. And
Hmm.
so he had the properties because a lot of his people were homeless or were living in bad situations or have been evicted. And so that's where the properties come in. But like Larry said, he wasn't really living in those, according to him, he wasn't really living in those properties. Those were just properties that the church owned. See, Jonathan said that that's true. He said, because, Jonathan is from that area. So Jonathan said that part is true. Um, yeah, I saw that, Jonathan, where Jonathan said his former coworker lived there. So, and that's what I'm saying. Listen, I don't have a dog in this fight. I know who I think I believe, but I ain't got no dog in this fight, child. But I'm also a firm believer in the school of Judge Judy, where she say if it don't make sense, it probably ain't true. And when
Right.
I listen to some of the stories, I ain't gonna say whose stories, because like I said, I don't want to say who I believe or don't believe. Some of the shit just don't make sense. It just doesn't. There are other stories I listen to and I say, okay, I can see how that can happen. Okay, that makes sense. And I feel like with the mom, if she wasn't trying so hard to I don't know, like the whole story with the I was gonna go to, just say, look, I got pregnant as a teen. It is what it is. It happens. Like I'm not proud of it, but that's my story. You know what I'm
You,
saying? But
you
but
know
you
what?
trying to, I was a good kid until and then you slipped up later on and said you was in a gang at 14, ma'am, what? Excuse me? Sorry, what? Gang at
That's
14?
very, that's my experience with a lot of churchy people from lower income neighborhoods or bad situations. They, it's weird. They believe that in order to present themselves well, they have to create these lies. Like, take for example, have you ever been to the church where half the single mothers say, my fiance, air quotes, died in a motorcycle accident? Like, I was gonna get married, but he died in a motorcycle
Oh yeah,
accident.
everybody's a widow child. What's up, peace, love? What's up, my girl? Jonathan, I'm gonna say that that's kind of where I'm leaning to.
I,
Sharice, you said there were grown men living with teenage boys living in a house. So teenage, technically yes, but not young. So they've been able to prove that Levantre was between 17 and 18 years old when he first moved into that house. So all of that, he was 14. They've been able to prove through the receipts that that's not true. Um, they've been able to prove that's just not true. That's not a fact.
How old was he?
Um, that's to say between 17 and 18.
Okay.
So was he
But
still a teenager? Yes, but he wasn't 14 like he's trying to say. I was 14 when I moved. No, he wasn't 14.
oh, I understand what you're saying. So he was an older teenager when
Yeah.
his mother
Yeah.
was in Martinique.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. It was
so
so
I didn't hear the mama story, but as you keep telling me about this mama, it's. Did she say anything else?
what okay, so this is the last part that I'm gonna say about the mama's part. Cause like I said, these are the hot spots, child. The last part is after after her son telling her that this happened to him and her coming home 2 weeks later, she continued to stay at the church for another, what, 4 or 5 years after this happened, allegedly. So
So,
again,
Did you say years?
oh, damaged.
years,
Oh,
years.
she's damaged. She knew what was going on. She, if
She's,
she
yeah.
didn't know, she suspected. Because I was going to ask you, typically there's a church near me, and the minister who owns that church owns several individual unit condos that are near the complex we used to live in. So I'm familiar with churches doing that. You know, he would let single mothers and stuff like that live there. In fact, the condo association complained about it, even though them people ain't bothering nobody. But
Hmm.
uh, that's crazy to me because of even at 17 or 18 years old as a mother, look, my daughter is almost 30. if my daughter called me crying, I'd be over there in the shop. I would not wait 2 weeks. Eight,
Well,
7
here's the thing. Oh, go ahead,
not
Jane. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, sweetie.
Well, Jonathan, that's what I mean. If you want to come up, you can come up. But I know that, I don't want to put you in a situation because you down there with them people. I don't want to put you in a situation. But if you want to come up, I'll drop the link. Hold on. Let me put the link in the chat if you want to come up and share. But I respect the fact that, that's why I didn't, you may not, I didn't know if you wanted to say anything or not. But you definitely can come up, babe. Um, this what I'm gonna say. Whether you believe the accuser or you believe Larry, that's not my business, and I ain't judging nobody for how you feel. But when it comes to the mother, at best, if you believe that it happened, then the mother knew it happened and allowed it to happen, or did not do anything to stop it from happening. At worst, the mother knows it's a lie and she's going along with the lie. I mean, either way, it don't make the mama look good. That's just my opinion.
Did she ever
Because
have a substance problem?
even if, no, I don't know about that part. But even if, even if you believe the accuser, right? So if you believe the accuser, then this all happened, or this all started, according to him, this all started when he was 14. Why would the mother not press charges? Why would the mother not go to the police and say, this man has violated my child, my 14, 15, 16-year-old child? Why wouldn't you have done that? That's just I mean, that's the first question that pops in my head. And even if you say, well, I don't want to put my child through that. I don't want to make them, I mean, it's embarrassing and he's traumatized. Why would you stay in the church? Like, if you don't want to press charges, okay, that's your business. But why did you stay in the church?
Was she still
So
at this
go
house
ahead.
when for 4 or 5 years?
I don't know where she was living. That part I don't know. I don't know if she eventually was able to get her own place. I don't know. I mean, I know. Let me just say I don't know. I know that Larry's version of the story is that he ended up um putting Levante out of the church because he was lying and he was stealing and he was doing things, and so he ended up putting him out the church. And the mother, according to Larry Reed's version of the story, the mother begged him to give him another chance. Please let him come back, you know. And Larry Reed let him come back into the church. And they ended up staying members of the church for years after the initial allegation. Now, again, that's Larry Reed's version of the story. That's why I said I want to wait and hear what these receipts say, because I know what Larry Reed has said. And honestly, his receipts are very compelling based on his version of the story. His receipts support his version of the story. So
Mm.
now I want to hear the accuser's receipts and see if his receipts support his version of the story. Because like I told you guys before, at this point, either you believe one or you believe the other. I'm not here to convince nobody. I just want to make the best
I keep going.
opinion myself.
I've been following this because you have got me invested. So
Oh,
I I keep going back and forth. I don't know because everyone tells the truth and presents receipts in such a way where I'm like, hmm, they are ambiguous enough. So I don't know if I'm looking at something that supports one story or the other. Because I initially I was like, yes, this person is telling the truth. And then I was like, no, that's kind of sketch, fam. I'm believing this. And I keep going back
hmm
and forth because you run into problems when no one is a reliable narrator. There's
Mm-hmm.
no reliable narrator in this story. Ain't nobody
Mm-hmm.
got a story that is believable in a linear fashion
Right.
where you can put it together, because I'm a Murder She Wrote kid. So, I need to see. Maybe we should get Matlock on this. They're rebooting that
Child.
because,
Listen, I don't even know if Matlock can unravel this one. Jonathan, what's up? What's up, boo?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
What's up? What you want to tell us? Cause
So,
look, I know you over there biting at the bit.
yeah. So I can't say but so much, right?
I
But but
understand.
but here's my thing with the whole situation. So I do believe that everything that Larry Reed has come out with, as far as his relationship with the young man, as far as him, helping the church, all of that is factual. I mean, in this area, everybody knows when he was here pastoring, many people know what he did for the community. So I believe all of that. He had several properties where he did, help people out. All of that is factual. Now I'm not gonna say if anything happened between him and this young man. I don't know all of that. But what I will say is when you go back to the mother's interview, when you listen to her, the way she's describing everything is exactly what is happening in a lot of churches today, where you go into ministry, you elevate it, and you're sent over to do a mission, or you're sent to, kind of preside over a church, because I guess she was saying she was sent to St. Martin, but she left her kids, over here, and Larry basically helped with her kids, or whatnot, with help with assistance from other people. Where the issue comes in for me is when the young man, when he first tells his mother about this, she didn't believe it, and so you try to figure out, well, what is your reason for not believing your son, you know and now all of a sudden everything has changed, and now you do believe it. Mothers and sons are very close, and if somebody messes with a mother's son, you best believe, or if the son complains to a mother, you best believe that if it's not no craziness going on, the mother is going to vouch for their son in the beginning. They're going to check and see what's going on, right? So that's the reason why that story is questionable. And I'm going to say this: if anything did happen, I don't think it was a situation where it was a unknown thing. I think that it was willing, you know, because a lot of his story just doesn't make any sense. It's too far fetched. And then, it's just a little too far fetched, a little too far fetched. And that's all I could really say. But I can say I can speak on him helping people. All of that is factual. As I stated, I do know somebody that actually stayed in one of his houses where he helped someone. So I do know that that's factual.
Right. And a lot of people, Abby brought up a point. A lot of people say, well, his story is too specific. His story is too specific. Now, what Larry Reed is saying, again, this is Larry Reed's version. And he said that the young man was violated by his former pastor, which is the reason why the mother left their former church and came to Larry Reed's church and said, listen, my son needs help. This happened to him. He needs a father figure because his daddy ain't in his life, and yada 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 yada. And the young man was really close to his assistant pastor, Shamarko. So it's again, I'm did I in my opinion, Larry Reed did a very good job of explaining. I mean, he tends to ramble and he tends to tell too much, but I think he did a good job of explaining. I think his receipts support his story. But again, he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting to see these receipts that Tasha K gonna drop tomorrow. Um, and I'll make my decision when I hear all of the information. At this point, all you can do is make a decision that makes sense to you. I can't tell nobody how to believe. If you believe one person over the other, and I believe the other person over the person you believe, it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, wasn't nobody in that room but the two of them. No, nobody know what happened but the two of them.
My
Okay.
que-
But
my question is, if the mother was on a mission, my understanding of missions, but I'm Catholic, right?
I
Is
grew up
that
Catholic too.
the whole family goes. Like if they send you on a mission, regardless of whether you're a single mother with kids or whether you're a, a married couple with children, they send the whole family. Is there any reason she didn't bring her son to Martinique with me? Because if I went to Martinique and I had a teenager, I would think that would be a good experience for him.
Well, not if your child is in school and you're gonna be gone for months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait,
And
that
again,
part
I can't
is
speak for the I
suspicious.
can't speak for the mama. I'm just saying that could be a reason.
Right.
wait.
Well, that part is suspicious to me because if you got a kid and you got responsibilities, you should only be taking summer missions now when he's out of school. So
Wait.
he can't.
So the mom did an interview. You said the brother interviewed.
Yeah. The brother
What?
interviewed with Tasha K, the mom interviewed with Tasha K, and then of course the accuser.
Okay. Does the brother's interview and the mom interview sound similar?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look at the brother's interview. I didn't look at the
Oh,
brother's interview at
look,
all.
look. I look. I ain't going over there listening to nothing she said, and I trust you, so I'm just gonna believe
Yeah.
whatever you tell me.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm
Cause
just gonna tell y'all the truth. I did not look at the brother's interview at all because
okay,
I really honestly at this point I feel like it's I guess in my opinion I feel like it's overkill. What is the brother going to say that the mother didn't say that he didn't say? I mean, all he's going to do
very
is
true.
corroborate. Yeah, this happened. My brother told me this happened. I remember when this happened. I know this. You know what I mean? The
So
brother's older. He's the older brother. He's openly gay, and I'm not saying that that makes a difference. I'm just telling y'all what I know. He's openly gay. He went to college. He actually worked at a HBCU in North Carolina. He didn't say which one, but he said he worked at a HBCU in North Carolina for a while. And that's really all I know. Because, like I said, I didn't watch the interview. I just know I saw like a little clip of him just basically saying who he was and his credentials, kind of thing. But I don't know any. I don't know anything more about him.
okay,
But Larry Reed
so
said that no, I don't want to make up nothing because I don't remember. I want. I think that Larry Reed said that the brother never lived there with them because he was
Mhm.
older, so he was already an adult when. So he was like he never lived in the house, so he's only
Were
going
all
by what
the
his brother
boys
told him.
were all the boys in the house of similar age? Because I can't get a clear handle on that. Were they all
I don't know.
young? Okay,
I don't know.
because I do know from experience that this does track in that there there is a thing where if you have been SA, the it might happen to you multiple times because people who know that you've been groomed and once and taken advantage of know that you are vulnerable in that way.
That could be. That could be. Listen, that could be a case. That could be a situation that he felt like he was he felt like he was easy mark. I guess I don't know.
Because he was in a position of high trust then, because if his story is true,
I'm sorry, Cindy.
if his
Yeah, and
story,
that's what I'm saying. Like everybody has to, again, it's really the court of public opinion at this point. It's either what you believe, who you believe and who you don't believe. It's just the
And I
court of.
would say
why
this,
is it not the court of law?
this
That's the part that
that's where I'm
doesn't
getting ready
make
to go,
sense to
Tracy.
me.
That's where I'm getting ready
Why
to
is
go.
it not the court of law?
Go
This
ahead,
happened.
Jonathan.
This happened years ago. I mean, years. I mean,
how old is someone
It
now?
came out years ago.
Right.
Tasha K is just picking this up.
How
So here's
Wait a
my
minute.
issue with this whole thing. I mean, it came out years ago. Why haven't you? Why, if this is so true, why haven't he been arrested? There was a police report done. There has not been no arrest made. I just don't understand what are you trying to gain now?
So the
You,
the young man,
because this came out
Levante,
years ago.
Right. Levante did go to the police, but it was years later. He went to the police, but in the police report, he never said Larry Reed's name. He never said Larry Reed's name. He said, "This happened to me when I was 14 years old at this address." And when the police pulled the address and they saw that the house wasn't even built in the year that he said it happened, the police never went any further with it. So there was a police report, but nothing ever happened with it because the he never said it was Larry Reed. He said this happened to me at this place at this time. And when the police
But
looked at the situation, the house wasn't even built in the year that he said it happened. And so the police report just sat there. Nothing ever happened with it.
Because I mean, couldn't the mom then go down and say like, "Hey, this is what I know. This is what happened." So wouldn't she have her own? There is again just like I am a
But
person
that's what
who
I'm saying.
operates
Why?
in the space
But
of
that's what I'm
logic
saying.
and
Why
common
didn't the
sense.
mother? Why didn't the mother go to the police the day she got back from St. Martin? You see what I'm saying?
well,
Because
especially if your child, this is even more confusing to me because if your child had been in this situation before, which was the impetus for you to bring your child to this church, and then your child tells you it has happened again, he's in distress, you're in another country, all of this isn't it, see, that's the part that's confusing to me because I could see him as a boy either being a sociopath and a compulsive liar,
nope.
or he is confusing the first incident that happened to him with the second incident.
Right. And then again, and again, that goes right back to what I was saying. Whose story you believe? So if you believe Levantre's story, then like you said, okay, this happened to him twice. But I see people in the chat saying, "Oh, well, he was an easy target because it did happen to him before." I saw somebody saying, "Well, maybe he was groomed." Like, if you believe Levantre's story, then it tracks, right? If you don't believe Levantre's story, then it could go again. It could go whichever way you choose to believe.
Yeah, and
I,
like I said, I can't speak
No, he
on.
didn't say it happened in a vehicle, Cindy. He was very specific in saying that it happened in a bedroom and da 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 da. But the house wasn't even built, so that couldn't have happened.
do you know
You
what
know,
I've
I can't
Not when
say
he said it
what
happened. Let me put it that way.
I can't say what happened, if it did, if it didn't. I just know it sounds sketchy. But one of the things that I will say, and this is for all leaders, you can't put yourself in situations with young people. I mean, and you know this really be as a teacher. There's no way I'm
Exactly.
gonna be in a room or a house by myself with a young man or a young female as a
Yep.
pastor. No. I mean, even with adults, I like if I'm counseling a young woman or just a woman, period. I'm not going to be in the same office with just a woman and me there. I'm going to have some witnesses up in there. I just think you got to take more cautions as a leader, especially, you know, I'm only going to touch on this a little bit, but especially with what was going on during that time in this particular area with preachers and just being accused of a whole bunch of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's true or not. the, this wasn't the first preacher that got accused of something like this in this area.
Right.
You,
Right.
there's been
Well,
several.
across the board. Like I
You
said,
do
I
your
grew up
research,
Catholic.
and
You
you watch
know what I
there's been
dealt with.
several
Yeah.
areas. So you have to watch yourself, be careful, and that's my thing with all the leaders.
And I agree with that. I agree with that too, Jonathan. And again, that goes back to what Larry Reed was saying, that in hindsight, he knows that he should have handled things differently. In hindsight, he said, "There's nowhere in the world that I would do anything like what I did then, but I know better." And I think back to when I first started teaching. There are things there's nowhere in the world that I would do now that I did when I first started teaching. I just wouldn't. And I'm lucky that nobody, they're just things I wouldn't do. I just would not do. Like now, we keep kids after school. We have to keep our classroom door open. If it's, like I would never have a young man in my room without another teacher. Like it's so many different things now that I would not do that when I first started teaching, I didn't even think nothing about it. And I did it. And I didn't think nothing about it. I would have kids after school in my room. I'd have the door closed. I would never do that now. Never do that now. Abby said that's her job as first lady. Don't lay hands on the women parishioners. You do
That's
not,
right,
along with
Abby.
counseling. It's certain things you do to protect. She said she'd be there for you.
That's
She'd
right.
be there in the room. She'd be in the room.
Yeah, because I can
So
tell you, my great grandfather took me to his church because he didn't trust Catholics when my mother had an issue. And the minister, I was a very sophisticated kid. I was 11, and I the minister was trying to get me to come to see him regularly in his office.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Exactly. And the thing is that even that one meeting I had with him, I remember it vividly. And he did not touch me, but I could tell he was not looking at me like I was an 11-year-old child. He was trying to see to the spiritual and mental and emotional well-being of. I'll just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to he was what I would call now wildly inappropriate, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah, yeah.
I know that these things go on in church. I mean, we've all heard the stories, unfortunately, and we all
Mm-hmm.
that some men do treat their church like their personal harem, regardless of their orientation. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like I said, I'm gonna listen to these receipts tomorrow, y'all, and I'll tell y'all what these indisputable. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm listening to them tomorrow. I just told y'all a lie. Probably Monday, because tomorrow I'm gonna be busy. So probably Monday. But I'm gonna see what these indisputable receipts are, and they might be a bombshell, and I might be like, "Oh shit, Larry, you," you know what I'm saying? It could very well be a bombshell. So I ain't saying that it isn't. I'm not trying to say because I mean she might have something, but it's Tasha K, and I just don't trust nothing that come out her mouth. I mean, that's just
You
listen,
know,
if I
I
have to
say,
believe Bishop Scammer and Tasha K
mhm.
and their version of indisputable
yeah,
proof, I
and
have
that's the
very little faith.
right, and that's the other issue I have too. And this might sound petty, but that's the other issue I have too. If I don't want to say if because I don't want to make it sound. You have a story to tell, right? You as the victim have a story to tell. Yet the three people you've chosen to tell your story to my knowledge, on YouTube, I put it that way, are three people who are sworn enemies of Larry Reed. If you wanted to really just tell your story, why wouldn't you find a platform? Um, I'm not gonna say
More neutral.
a neutral platform. Like you go again, that just lends to it being just a gotcha situation, not I have a story to tell. There are a lot of people that will hear your story, that have platforms where people will hear your story. But you go to Tasha K, Lamore Whitehead, and the other guy, Daryl Moore, that's just weird.
I don't know Daryl Moore, but I know Tasha K is a is a known liar according to the courts, and Bishop Scammer is
I forgot to
a
tell y'all
scammer
this.
as
Okay.
well. So
Oh, I forgot to tell y'all this. I forgot to tell y'all this. So he did another interview on a smaller YouTuber. And when I say smaller, I'm not saying that in a disrespectful. I'm just saying compared to Tasha K, right?
Right.
He did another interview earlier this week. I think it was on Tuesday night on a YouTuber's channel called All About the Trees. I don't know if you guys have heard of the channel before.
Mm-mm.
The interview, the video is like 2 hours long, but in that interview, he contradicts himself. He contradicts what he said in his Tasha K interview. So
Mm.
again, so like for example, in the interview with All About the Trees, he said that Larry Reed never touched him, but it was inappropriate behavior and things Larry Reed made him like. He said, "Well, he never touched me." But in Tasha K's interview, he was very explicit that there was touching and more. I mean, he talked about Larry Reed gave him fellatio. Like it was very explicit. But then in that video, he was like, in that interview, he said, "Well, he never touched me. It was just, he said inappropriate things and da 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 da." You were in the video. You talked about how he made you dance and this, that, and the other. Then in the video with All About the Trees, when she was like, "So Larry Reed, what did he say? What did she say? I want to say she said like he assaulted you or something like that." And he was like, "Well, no, no, no. I don't want to use that word assault because that's a legal term, and I don't want to use that word. But if that's what he did, that's what he did. Why don't you want to use the word now? You ain't have no problem using that word on Tasha K. So again, he keep talking, and he probably need to shut up."
And really, B, I'm gonna say this too. If this is one of the receipts tomorrow night, I'm gonna just click off. But there was a, there was a recording back then with Shamarco and him talking,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it was when it all first. I think it was around when it all first started, and Shamarco basically was confronting him about the situation, and they had a conversation. Now, if she plays that, I'm gonna click off because it's kind of sketchy. You don't know what to think after listening to it, but it's just a confrontation. It's like he basically, I guess Shamarco was basically sent to talk to him about what happened and why was he saying those things. And Shamarco kind of got on him about it a little bit, but I don't know if that's one of the voice recording she's going to play since she supposedly got receipts. I don't want to see none of them
Mm-hmm.
text messages because none of them text messages are add up to whatever. I mean, it could mean
Right.
anything. It could mean
Right.
anything.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody could apologize. If you ain't telling me what you apologizing for, then to me, that's again, that's not indisputable. She said she has indisputable. To me, that's not indisputable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll.
but it's also Tasha K, and that's what makes me uncomfortable. The two other gentlemen you mentioned, I'm familiar with, but Tasha K has been. I mean, she has actually gotten perjury charges from the court on multiple occasions, and she has come to court and said, "Yeah, I lie all the time to my audience."
Yeah.
So
She said that in the Cardi
I
B case.
So if my neck was on the, I mean, just logically, if my neck was on the line and I needed somebody to get my story out, that's not a person, and I need credibility. That's not a person I would go to, because even if she's telling, even if Jesus Christ is sitting next to her, I'm gonna have questions. You know what I mean? Because
Right. I know what you're saying.
she's such a sociopath, man.
Yeah, she's crazy. And did you not see? Did you notice that with the fellatio part, that she's the one that brought that up in that interview, and then he agreed with it. He didn't.
She leads everything. If you pay attention, she
He said,
leads everything.
"Yeah,
That's why the mama got caught up in that WNBA lie because Tasha K said it. Tasha K said, "Well, did you have dreams of going to the WNBA?" And the mama said, "Yeah, yeah, I did." Girl, don't be letting Tasha K lead you down the road of lies. Hell.
Right.
Well,
Because all of this is on this. Does anybody else think this is just a cash grab of some kind? Like, did anybody
Well,
think that perhaps I'm beginning to think that whoever concocted this, I don't know, or whoever, even if it is true, I'm beginning to think that their purpose is not to receive justice, but this is maybe retribution for him not paying up immediately. Because a lot of people, when confronted with something like this, would just pay for it to go away. You here's some money, sign an NDA, and leave me alone, and don't ever come back to my church. That's the part I'm really confused now. I'm really confused.
well, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get off of here because it's 12 o'clock. But this is the first thing that made me side eye this whole situation. When Tasha K, this is what she said out of her own mouth. She said that when she talked to Levante before she decided to do this expose. She said that she told him, if I'm going to do this interview, I need evidence. I need receipts. I need indisputable proof. If I'm going to do this interview, and he said, "Well, I don't have anything. I've told you everything. I've given you everything I have." And she said, "You don't have nothing. You sure you don't have nothing? You don't have any old text messages. You don't have any old letters. You sure? Because I can't do this interview
You
unless
break.
you give me something. I need something." I'm breaking up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So she said, I
Can y'all
can't
hear
do the
me?
interview unless you give me something. Is that what you said?
Right. Right. She said, this is what she said. "I can't do this interview unless you give me something. I need some indisputable proof. I need more than what you basically, I need something you haven't given to everybody else." And then all of a sudden, miraculously, he comes up with this receipt that she claims is the bombshell. Now, this is what I'm gonna say about this. Like Jonathan said, this thing is over 10 years old. This thing is from
Oh, wow.
2000 and right. This thing is from like 2009 on up. I think it started. I don't remember the exact dates, but this is years ago. This is years ago. You mean to tell me that you went to the police and you didn't have this evidence? You didn't have this proof? You mean to tell me that you've done this interview with at least two other YouTubers and you didn't have this proof? But now all of a sudden, Tasha K calls and you find this bombshell. You find this indisputable receipt that you never found when you went to the police. You never had when you talked to nobody else. And that's another reason why, again, I'm not saying that this young man wasn't violated because I wasn't there. But that's another reason why I'm side eyeing this whole situation because I'm just like, so now all of a sudden you got a bombshell that you didn't know you had. You went through what did you go through? An old phone? Like where did you find this proof that you didn't know you had for the last 10, 15 years?
Does Tasha K pay for interviews?
The rumor is she does. I don't again, I can't say that with I can't say that with I can't definitively say that, but the rumor is she does.
Yeah, that tracks with her personality. Look, what this is sounding like is a man came to her with a story. Whether we don't know the validity of it, he sounds like he's experienced some trauma or has.
Hmm.
Hmm. And so Tasha K listened to the story, and then she goes, "Huh." And then this sounds like Tasha K. This is sounding more and more like a Tasha K production. Do you know what I
Hmm.
like?
Hmm.
There is truth, but she putting her sauce on it. You know what I mean? That's the thing I
Hmm.
like about her. She's like, oh man, I can make this really good if I just put this sauce on it. Can you get me some sauce? And I'll give you enough. Never mind, I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Tracy, final words, my love, because I'm getting ready to. Every time I say I'm going to bed early, child, I don't never do. But anyway, final words, my love.
I think Tasha K, Giselle Bryant, and Larry and Bishop Scammer, they all use the same PR person that give them these ridiculous stories
Ah,
that don't make sense. And they
not
try to
Giselle
feed it to us
Bryant.
like, listen, what? All of them give us these stories that it's like there's a nugget of truth in there, and then they just take it and it just turns into something else, and it just gets ridiculous. But again, I you gonna get us the receipts because I refuse to go over and listen to that. So you go get us the receipt to let us know what you find
I
out.
am. Listen,
Cause
I watch it so y'all don't have to. I watch it so y'all don't have to.
yeah,
Jonathan, my love. Look, first of all, Jonathan, me and you gonna have an offline conversation. But any final words?
Yes, my final words is that Nene is queen, and
Oh my god,
she did not say that Candy was not famous. They asked her, "Do she
oh
think
Lord,
famous?" And she did not
Jonathan,
respond. And at
Jonathan,
the end, she said Candy was famous. So, in
Jonathan.
defense of Nene, I just want to stand in the gap for her and make sure she's correct. And
I
down,
can't
I'll be
stand
glad
him.
when you bring your ass there
I
until
can't.
Nene's back.
I can't stand Jonathan. Anyway, Citizens Jane, any final words before I get off here?
Yeah, regardless of outcome, I hope somebody gets that boy help because he's either doing this for his own reasons or he's experienced some trauma. And I don't think he has the life experience to understand that this type of attention will follow him and color him for a very, very long time, especially when you're dealing with people like Tasha K. Because anytime there's a slow news day, she's going to bring this out to titillate her audience, even if she ain't got nothing new to say. That's why I don't like her. So I really, really hope somebody gets some help for this young man. And I hope that Larry Reed gets a new PR person because he don't need to be talking to nobody without a PR person sitting to his right and a lawyer sitting to his left. And thank you so much again for having us all up here. I
All
appreciate
right.
it. Mhm.
Well, praise the Lord. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Like I said, I probably won't see me until Monday. But everybody, if I don't see y'all, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a happy Sunday. And I will see everybody on Monday. Depending on how late I get home tomorrow night, I'll do either Potomac or Love and Marriage Huntsville, but I'm just not sure what time I'm going to be getting home. So yeah. All right, y'all, I'm out. Talk to y'all later. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.